Okay, how's it going, guys? Right now I'm just doing some stuff. Hopefully things will be good. I haven't really done much of anything right now. I'm just going to go ahead and talk about some issues that are popping up. I'm doing a live stream, in case you're wondering. I'm going to discuss the issues that are popping up about a particular person from the Game Workers United front, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the video, and I'm going to probably do some analytical crap. I don't know. It may not be interesting to talk about because a lot of people don't really care to watch this content. So I'm going to dig in deeper. I'm going to dig in this deep like I never dug deeper before, and I'm going to go ahead and see if I can show you guys the content in question and see what you think of it, because I don't know, but as far as I know, I'm going to go ahead and try to do this.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Alright, as you can see, I'm going to view this content and I'm going to try to show you guys what's up. Hopefully you guys would understand. So let's go ahead and hopefully the speakers, I don't know why it always does that. I guess I'll go ahead and play it and see if it may echo a little bit, so I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my microphone a little bit, so here we go.
2020 is around the corner. We are looking back over the big events of the past decade, and in the context of the games industry, we of course cannot and should not escape the monumental importance of Gamergate. It has single-handedly changed the composition of political investigation into gaming, and its reverberations have even reached the White House. To reflect on the 5 years since Gamergate, Anita Sarkeesian, one of the main subjects of the relentless harassment campaigns, wrote an article for Polygon dissecting the causes and the legacy of Gamergate. Whilst 1,200 words were certainly not enough to get into the detail of all the issues that may come from this theme, I still feel like the article misdiagnosed a few crucial aspects. Sarkeesian's central claim is that it was the big games industry's companies' failure to condemn Gamergate in time that led to the subsequent rise of far-right politics. I would suggest a reframing of this argument. Games companies were never going to denounce Gamergate. One, because they nurtured a culture in which it evolved, and two, because it was going to temporarily dump profits, and these are fundamentally capitalist entities. Now, capitalism
Oh, hello. Can you hear me? That's my stupid Discord decided to alter the settings. So even though the settings appear to be correct, they don't work. What do you expect from software made by furries? Well, for me, it's for some reason it shows that it uses my default microphone and output device, but in fact it doesn't. When I switch it to something else and back to what it was, it works.
What are your thoughts on this video then?
Well, I saw the title, and it gave autism to my cancer. The title alone. Well, sounds like a bunch of communists. Well, also it's the difference between between early stage cancer and late stage cancer. Well, I should. Well, it's again. Let me guess. Her sources are some, those leftist game publications like Kotaku and Polygon. Well, you know what? If a game developer is a socialist, then what does it mean? It means that you should leave the torrent seeding after you downloaded it, and while you are downloading the torrent, say death to bourgeoisie, because don't call it pirating, call it redistribution. Yeah, because so basically, she's trying to destroy the indie game scene. Even as cancerous as it is nowadays, it's still better than unionized version, because when you do that, well. Well, it's funny how the same people. How do they think game developers profit from the games? This is through capitalism. So saying just, oh yeah, I'm in support of game developers, but I'm against capitalism. Yeah, it's like saying, oh yeah, I'm all for prostitution, but I want to castrate everyone. Yeah. What's up with the the focus of the oh yes, now it's gone. The
Yeah, it's my microphone. I forgot to put my microphone on.
so basically people were hearing me but not you.
Yeah, because I forgot to mess with my audio.
So basically, I accidentally usurped the stream.
Yeah. Yeah, it can hear you because I have it on audio. It's just I really have a hard time messing with the audio stuff.
Everyone, go subscribe to my channel.
Everyone, go subscribe to his channel. Because I'm looking at this woman, and she's basically saying that Gamergate caused 9/11. No.
Of course
They did it. They basically.
She's onto us.
Yeah, she discovers the right-wing conspiracy that we were a part of some Nazi alien conspiracy over decades ago, using UFO technology to harass women.
Well, she got it all wrong. You know, the real alien. If you watched what's his name? The Spirit Science. Yeah, you know that the real aliens are the Jews, not the Nazis. So yeah, the space Jews are behind all of this. She got it all wrong.
Yeah, but the space Nazis are hiding out in the South Pole, according to 4chan.
Yeah, that's what they want you to think. But actually, they're hiding inside the hollow Earth.
Oh, that's true.
Why they're hiding inside Earth? Because that's the best way to hide from the space Jews, obviously. I mean, come on. Common knowledge.
Yeah, that's kind of what's going on. The problem here is that there's a lot of people talking about the issue with her and how she's trying to do Game Workers United. And it's like, I don't think it's going to work. I know that they have big support within the socialist community in California, but the problem here is that even when let me see if I recall, there was they actually tried to support the libertarian, I believe the Workers United in United Kingdom with the Brexit thing. They were support of the party.
Or was it like British Independent Party, or what it was called?
It was actually, let me see if I could look it up, because she actually made a video about this. It was she wanted the Liberal Party to win.
Well, wait, is she from the UK or from the US?
I think she lives in the UK. I don't know.
Oh,
Because she made several videos about the Brexit, how did tech and games industry fail?
what does game industry have to do with Brexit? First of all, UK isn't exactly known for its bustling game industry. Let's be honest.
I think it had something to do with that whole. You remember that whole incident with the Steam and getting sued.
What does it have to do with Brexit?
I don't know.
It's like Steam. The last thing about Steam being sued is from France, because in France, they forced Steam to accept. Basically, they forced Steam to allow reselling of digital games.
Yeah, which is kind of
which has
ridiculous.
nothing to do with Brexit, because it's not European law. It's French law.
Yeah, it's the French laws. That's true.
It doesn't apply to all European Union, because it's.
I know.
Yeah, it has absolutely nothing to do with Brexit.
Yeah, you got to see some of her videos and that I seen right now. And it's like she said, 8 reasons why the UK gamers should vote Labour this election, and that didn't turn out well.
The idea that gamers as a bloc should, unless Labour had something special about gaming in their party platform, this makes no sense. And it's the only thing, I don't know. I'm too lazy to think of a gamers rise up joke. So just imagine something like that.
Macho Gomez, oi.
Oh hi, he's our resident fascist dictator.
Yeah, it says any reason anyone want to vote Labour is the bad one. Well, she decided to vote Labour because of the good reason. Because
of
it's
what?
the right thing. Because she believes it's the right thing to do. So yeah, so I'm looking at the homepage of the game the We Are the Game Workers United UK website. So let's see here. We seek to increase. This is what I will agree with in their campaign to end institutionalized practice of excessive underpaid overtime.
Oh, Striker, hello there.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, buddy?
You are kind of quiet. I think. Are you using your PC or your mobile?
Mobile.
You're really, really quiet.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello,
Oh, okay.
how's it going?
Really quiet.
No shit.
Huh? We can hear you now fine. Just do you hear us?
Yeah, the mic is pretty far.
Oh.
Yeah. Here's what they're trying to do. Improve diversity and inclusion at all levels. Inform workers of their rights and support those who are abused, harassed, or need representation. The other one is secure a steady and fair wage for all.
So typical communist propaganda, basically.
Propaganda that would pretty much help. But then again, you know, this is what bothers me about this. She could have discussed the issue with what happened when Mid-Boss Games decided to do these exploitive things and also abuse their employees. She could have used that as a good example to promote her propaganda for Game Workers United. And also, here's the other one. Here's the thing that bothers me the most about this. Let me show you guys the symbol that they have for the Independent Workers Union. What does that look like?
The
little arrow, the three.
Yet.
Yeah, the three
Okay,
arrows.
well,
Oh.
okay, that's like
That was the feminist logo.
No,
Okay.
oh, it's like this BLM fist.
yeah.
It's like I think
From.
that's not how you would hold a controller. That's the
Yeah,
first.
it looks
problem.
like it punched. It looks like it punched like inside of a vagina.
Oh yes, the first one is fisting. The second one is triple penetration.
Yeah.
We all know that they are a bunch of degenerates.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of,
Yes, don't trust these degenerates when they have a fist, when they have a game controller, and that thing better vibrate for some reason.
Oh, by the way, speaking of which, there was this games quote-unquote journalist, Jed Whittaker, more like Jeb Whittaker. Please clap. Yeah, so this guy, he's less than worthless. You know why? Because he used to write for, was it Destructoid, I think. He used to write for them for free, and they still fired him because he was like less than useless. And
They go for them for free, and yet they haven't paid his ass.
they haven't paid him, and they thought that even for free, they were, even when they pay him nothing, they are getting ripped off. That he was that bad. But you know, his articles are such high class. You know, for example, he wrote an article, and I'm not making this up, about when Nintendo Switch was released, and a lot of people had the technical issues, and for some people the Joy-Con controllers, the connection strength was bad. So he decided to cover a very important niche issue. Apparently, if you shove this controller up your ass, the connection quality is even worse. I'm not making this up. And he even posted a picture of a controller next to his oversized dildo.
Oh, what's that the guy who shoved that Switch controller up his ass?
Yeah, that's Jed Whittaker.
I wonder if he had the blue ball controller as well. That's what a lot of people should question. Yes, we should ask Jed Whittaker if he would shove a blue ball controller up his ass.
Well, I guess he, Yeah, insert joke about him having blue balls and playing with his controller.
Yes,
Well, then again, why is it called joystick? It's such a suggestive name, joystick. It's like they knew when they named it.
Derived from, it's derived from what I recall from aviation.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, those things are huge fit up someone's rectum unless your nickname is Mr. Hands.
Oh, and by the way, there was this unofficial app for Nintendo Wii called the Wiibrator. Guess what it did? Yeah, because those Wii controllers are so suggestively shaped. And also there was an online version called Webrator. So if you're going to buy a used Nintendo Wii controller, be careful.
Yes, I can
don't know
understand.
where it was.
I can imagine. Yeah, like I used to do this old joke about the Nintendo Wii U controllers. Like they always try to jerk them in a certain direction, and I say, "Come on, Mario, come on, give me those gold coins." It's like they.
Mamma mia!
Mamma mia!
Oh, speaking of, there was a guy who decided to use Google Translate to translate Mario's Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, like from English to several languages and then back to English, and released a ROM of this. And you know what? It became so much more interesting and so much more degenerate. Like the funny thing is that some characters actually remained consistent. Like for example, what's her name?
Peach?
No, there was like a Goombella. Yeah, Goombella managed, even though each time he used different languages to translate it, somehow Goombella remained extremely horny and said "I came" all the time. Then, Princess Peach, when she was, captured and left with this computer, the computer tried to, get some tale from her again, and it remained consistent in several cutscenes. And this, again, it's completely off topic. But then again, well, even when I'm not the host of the stream, people don't stay to. This time, I'm the one who veers away from topic, but
yeah. And I'm looking at the website itself right now, Game Workers United, and I look at this realizing what their primary goal, according to them in their Code of Conduct web page. I'm just doing partially the thread here. A primary goal for Game Workers United is to empower people who are marginalized, oppressed, and exploited by the games industry, providing them with the tools and resources to improve their working conditions, push back against system of oppression, and build more adequate industry for everyone. And equitable, sorry.
Okay, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, and we aim to stand in concrete solidarity with oppressed people around the world, and specifically to advance the interests of workers in struggle against global capitalism.
Do you know that indie game developers pretty much depend on global capitalism because they can sell their game to like everyone in the world?
Yeah,
that's how.
Yeah, that's how. If they oppose China, that's gonna be a problem.
Well, China is. On paper, at least, communist. In fact, it's a really it's a worst of both worlds. It's like the worst of socialism plus the worst of capitalism, neatly packed into one. So it's interesting.
Yeah, because they're trying to. I guess this organization is trying to become like the International Game Developers Association.
Oh, that fucking cancer.
Yeah, which is kind of. And it's also the fact that they also have some really big, code of conduct. Like, they're against, they said this right here. Punching down. Unacceptable behavior is punching down. Violence or threats. Sexist or racist, homophobic, transphobic, ableist, classist, and otherwise discriminatory jokes and language. personal insults related to gender, sexual orientation, race, class, religion, body shape, or disability, posting or displaying sexually explicit or violent material.
Wait. Violent material. You know that like 2/3 of the games are like violent material.
Yeah, information on doxing and exposing their premeditation of GW includes posting material that is not anonymized properly without consent.
2/3.
Let's not discount all the. Well, depends on if you consider graphic novels as games, because visual novels, not graphic novels.
Well,
visual novels.
Here's the thing. If I post something that's inappropriate, like I posted something that I made a joke about, like a meme or something, saying that she tried to rape me, and I didn't like it, that would be an awkward thing to say. And they would probably define it as awkward material, therefore it's inappropriate, therefore they'll probably kick me out of the organization.
Or as Don Sorgan would say, I won't even rape you.
But seriously, it's like you read their manifesto. At least some those subversive organizations, at least their manifesto sounds nice on paper. But this one, it doesn't even sound nice on paper. It's already reeks of socialism.
Yeah, this one says right here, unwelcome sexual attention. This includes sexual comments or jokes, inappropriate touching, groping, unwelcome sexual advances. Let's see what else. Inappropriate physical contact. You should have someone's consent before touching them. Deliberate intimidation, stalking, or following an online person. Advocating for or encouraging any or above behavior. Sustain and disrupting community events, including rallies, meetups, and talks and presentations.
Funny how only SJWs have these, extremely, tedious and extremely detailed codes of conduct. I mean, first of all, doxing and disrupting meetings, that's kind of self-explanatory. You don't need to put it in your code of conduct. It's like saying, well, don't throw children under the bus, or don't attack grandma with a machete. You don't need to put this in a code of conduct. It's kind of unless you are a complete psycho. Well, then again, it's for SJWs, so of course they will have a lot of psychos among them.
I think they need to also do the one thing that they should have done a long time ago. Don't use any drugs. Don't promote drugs, please. That's what they should have put in this.
Oh, come on. I mean, without drugs, half of them wouldn't even come up with this shit.
I know, but they need to stop using drugs because some of them are way out of control.
I think that they would be out of control either way.
Well, considering I heard about what happened with Mid-Boss, they were using so much drugs.
Well, so far sounds like an interesting company to work for. I mean, do they have vacancies?
What kind of... They're the founders of GamerX.
GamerX?
Yeah, it's a convention that happens in the Northwest in California.
Well, it's like, I mean, if it's convention, obviously drugs are involved. If you go to a convention and not do drugs, why even bother?
I know they do that a lot, but of course, they wanted to be like the family-friendly convention, and a lot of gaming conventions do that because they want to bring more people in to make more money, and it's kind of a thing that they have to promote too, like the safety and also conduct business with hotels, because hotels have requirements. Like, you're not allowed to walk into a hotel dressed up as a hooker. And I'm not kidding. They have those little things where they criticize the dress code and everything.
So basically, cosplay is out of question because, well...
Yeah, that's true.
Cosplay is haram because it objectifies women.
Yeah,
Or
but
women
there's
then.
there's certain states that will be lenient towards cosplayers, but when it comes down to like I remember there was an incident with a cosplayer I do not like, and I don't want to mention her name because she caused a very big mess, and I knew that she basically dressed up inappropriately. She was wearing a bra, and that bra kind of got her into trouble, and they were trying to explain to her, but instead, she went off the deep end and she got kicked out of the convention because of her behavior. Because she was upset, which she's rightfully to be upset, but the 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 convention actually did have a dress code to explain to people you can't dress like this. The hotel will revoke our usage of the convention because they paid the convention money to use the convention center for the hotel, because certain hotels will allow them to do that. But when they dress up, when they see a woman, they assume that, oh my God, this woman's a prostitute. We better. And I used to recall that I had to tell a 16-year-old girl when I volunteered at a convention that she was dressing up inappropriately. She needs to change.
Well, I understand if it's hotels rules, then convention doesn't have much wiggle room, so they have to. So again, it's kind of pointless to get upset at them because they aren't the ones coming up with rules. So,
yeah, because they have to protect their own interests, and the fact that the convention is at the location where the hotel's at, they have to follow the hotel because the hotel has power over the convention sometimes, because that's their business, and they have to, and the convention owners who start the business with the convention to agree to use their hotel as the main, like their convention center and everything. They basically, from what I understand, they own. The hotel has the right to tell the convention center to take this person because this person is wearing inappropriate clothing. We don't want this person to be. We suggest we'll give her a chance to change or else. Because they have the right to kick anyone out of a convention if they don't follow the rules. Hello?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the point. Yeah, well, I guess that the problem, if she didn't overreact, nothing bad would have happened.
Yeah. Here's another thing that they're trying to do. There's they have the marginalization, they have the classism, the ableism, the genderqueer, gender non-conforming, non-binary, gender fluid. They have like all these codes and everything, licensing, contract information, reporting, consequences for unacceptable behavior. There was a lot of stuff going on in the games industry that I was surprised by. Especially, I found out there was an incident which I posted a while back. Let me see if I can remember. On a tweet. Apparently, there was a guy named Takahashi on Twitter.
Takahashi.
Yeah, on Takahashi. Now he
I-
talked about Degen, Degen Entertainment, and the attack on the writers brushed over by sexual harassment by Ben Jude. The board members of the BIT Summit and CEO of DMMA Japan and Degen post a focus on things they choose to ignore. Now, I found out this involved Paul. You know who Dina is, right? The chick who did Mighty Number 9 thing.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, apparently they called her Alex. They only mentioned her name Alex.
Everybody write in the chat, Alex is.
Yeah, and the fact that I found out about it is that I found out that how she got her job in that thing. Apparently, Ben Jude gave her that job because they were both in a secret relationship with each other.
Pretty much nepotism.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, and the funny thing, it says right here, Alex graduated from Kyoto University of Arts and Design at 25 and was looking for work while on the job hunting visa. It was during then they met Ben Jude, who was 39 at the time, and they were very influential individuals in Kensai gaming scene. Ben was the founder of Kantonara, the gaming industry meetup Kensai. With his experience at Capcom and DDMA, his influence within the scene was evident. Alex first met Ben while attending Kantonara for a job lead, and it turns out that Alex is Dina. So, Dina basically got this job from Ben Jude. And there's been some accusations against Ben Jude harassing women. Sexually harassing women.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, and the funny thing, here's the funny thing about this goes deeper than you think. Because Ben emailed Alex after they first met, including things like, I want to kiss the girl who loves games, and I heard you're dirty. In the same email written in offered his support for Alex's job hunting. Like, let's see here. Just like the email, Ben's influence was apparent in their private life as well. Alex dated Ben shortly after, but in order to keep it a secret, Ben recommended Alex to his friend Kenji Afune. She got the job and worked visa and let her date, which was Dina.
You know what this reminds me of? The song "Gamer Girl" by Visa Musical.
Yeah, and here's the other one that happened. If you can't just give me your drink, this was the thing. In a such unequal relationship, it was hard for Alex to say no to things. It was necessary to play along to keep Ben happy. So says things he wanted to hear and do things he wanted done. This is when Ben asked Alex for a blowjob at an industry event hosted by Playism.
Please.
Yeah.
And the plot thickens.
Yeah, if you can't just give your drink, I'll come. This is what. If you can't just give me your drink, I'll come in it so you can drink it. Making you drink my cum at the event so many people is perfect. Ben said the pizza text, and I have. Yeah, because An Takahashi just blurted it out. He was spilling the beans on this one. And he even got the whole... Yeah. Even after separating, Ben will send dick pics to Dina, which is Alex, in the middle of the night and bragged about getting into fights with the Yakuza.
What?
That's so
Getting
gay.
into fights with whom?
The Yakuza.
The Yakuza, the Japanese mafia.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what kind of fights it was. Maybe he wanted to use a pachinko machine, and they were hogging it, so it was a fight.
I think
that kind of fight.
I think it ended with him pumping the chinko machine.
Yeah,
Yo!
Yeah, he pulled out his dick and humped the pink chinko machine. That's what probably happened.
You know why he's not allowed into casinos? Well, when he sees a slot machine, he doesn't put coins into slot machines. He tries to put something else there.
Yeah, because Alex still needed to contact Ben Jude regarding the work. Then the Mighty Number 9 was negotiating with the publishers, Activision. He contacted Alex and said, "I can email Activision and end the whole deal. Joke or not, Activision ended up not publishing the game."
They made the right decision.
Yeah, they made the right decision. The two would sometimes exchange messages about the recent events, but Ben would always try to shift the conversation to sex, whitelisting discussions in normal video. Ben Jude
JT.
Yeah, what's up?
I gotta ask you something. Did the Yakuza actually go as far as to shove those balls, those pachinko balls up his ass, like one by one?
I don't know.
Or did they do it by the bagful?
I don't know, because Ben...
imagine shitting out those things afterwards.
Yeah, because
I think that if Ben Jude went to pachinko parlor, he would try to shove his blue balls into the pachinko machine.
He probably did, or he probably was playing that new pachinko machine of Castlevania.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them around Japan.
Yeah,
There's
and
one
especially
for
King
President
of
Einstein.
and King of the Fighters. Yeah, and let me see.
Yeah,
Ben Jude. Let me see if I can do this. Ben Jude suddenly asks, "Have you ever cummed yourself into tears?" I'm like, "What?
What?
Yeah, that's what it says right here. But here's the other thing. After watching the famous Luigi Death Stare video, Ben Jude messaged Alex, "I watched it in 30 times while masturbating."
What?
Yeah. Dangan always
Cuba detected.
Yeah, yeah. And Dangan always had its booth next to Nintendo Bit Summit. I hope the children who visited Nintendo Bit Summit 2020 booth are well protected.
What the actual fuck? What the actual fuck? You know, I got nothing.
Ben Jude was... Because what happened was someone spilled the beans on Ben Jude because of the whole accusations against him. There were accusations about him. About several women claimed that Ben Jude did something wrong to them. And it looks like Dina doesn't want to admit it. She basically, I will say this. I hate to say this. Paula Dina basically took it up the ass while bitching at us, the gamers, and it shows how much of a hypocrite she was.
Well, I mean, no matter how much she took up the ass, it wasn't as bad as those who actually gave money to Might Number 9 Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Those were really fucked up the ass.
Yeah, they were fucked up the ass, but she took it up the ass. More than ever. Like I
took one for the team.
Yeah, and a lot of people said on KIA, from what I understand, they have no sympathy for her because she basically cursed at people saying F you, blah blah blah, and she was very angry. She basically was a hypocrite.
Of course, well, she's an HW. Of course, she's a hypocrite.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. During their relationship, Alex shared nude pictures, nude photos. Ben Jude told her, "I can threaten you with these if I want. I'm not a Nazi, so I don't destroy art," Ben claimed. In a because basically she was sending nude pictures to her. Actually, to him. Back and forth.
He says, "I'm not a Nazi, so I will, release your nudes into public." Because is he trying to make Nazis seem, acceptable?
Yeah, because she basically, took it like I said, she took it up the rear, trying to do work in Japan, but at the same time, let's see here, because of other than US Gamer and IGN Japan, no one wants to touch it. All the big Japanese gaming media like Famitsu and 4Gamer are official partners of Bit Summit, which Ben Jude is the board member of. And so they have remained silent, which is true. And so
basically, games journalism is just as rotten as it used to be when Gamergate started, maybe even worse.
Yeah, because they basically didn't want to mention anything about this. And it kind of shows that Dina was basically used, and she was basically used, and a lot of people pointed out in some of the cases that it was kind of like this guy Ben Jude in question was being accused of abuse towards women and sexual harassment.
Well, that's the guy who jerks off to a video of Luigi Death Stare, or what was it?
Yeah.
Of course, fucking degenerate.
Yeah, let me see here. Ben Jude's creepy behavior is an open secret, but there's a lot of people who depend on him for jobs. So the secret is contained. Alex does not want anyone else to have to suffer like actually Dina. She wants other victims out there to know that they aren't alone. Dina. Yeah, because Paula Dina basically took this forward. So I'm going to say this as a nice person. Dina, a lot of people had no sympathy for you because the way you treated everyone else. You could have just went and said something, but instead it took you years, almost like, let me see, 2001, 2002, almost a decade. A decade. You were going up against Gamergate, but at the same time, no wonder you were going up against us because you wanted to hide the shame that you had.
Well, I mean, at least now we know why she was so butthurt and treated the community like that.
Yeah,
well, she was butthurt, literally.
Yeah, she was literally butthurt.
She took it like a champ, though, regarding anal.
Yeah, too bad that she take criticism of her AGW positions as well, because she lashed out at people, and her whole. I mean, she didn't destroy Might Number 9. Might Number 9 had so many problems that her involvement was almost irrelevant. But still, she made the situation even worse than it was already, and she alienated a bunch of people in the community.
Yeah, she alienated everyone that wanted to play this game because they were fans of Mega Man, and they wanted to play a spiritual successor of Mega Man, even though Afune was just a businessman. It was a shame that they basically tore this thing apart.
Well, the problem is that, in any case, it would have been a fucking disaster, because Inafune, he actually, if you look into his, what he did before that, he had before he quit the company and went independent, he actually spearheaded a project that was a huge, colossal failure. Devil May Cry reboot. So he fucked it up, quit the job before this disaster, was finished. So he ran off the sinking ship, and then claimed that he was the creator.
Yeah, that's true. And he claimed he was the creator of it, but really he was just the business guy.
Hello?
JT, you remember... JT!
Yeah, I listen.
Labs!
Okay, you're back.
Labs, you remember when Mr. Mercury tore her a new asshole because of Mighty Number 9?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Oh God.
Well, he wasn't the first one to take her new asshole.
I can't even remember Dina without Jim. That's the thing. Once Jim took asshole.
Yeah, the microphone's out.
Jude. Oh, literally. Anyway.
Yeah, the microphone's
Hey. Loophole is not a loophole. Anyway, that Lebanese bitch had it coming. That's the truth.
Yeah, she was challenging too many people.
At least she didn't have it coming while watching a video of Luigi. I can't get over this.
No. She was screaming, "Wah!" Like she was screaming like Waluigi while she was getting.
Oh God.
Wah! Wah!
And it's like, this is the type of reason why people were upset with her, because she did something stupid. She basically...
The whole situation, excerpt from a YTP made from...
Yes. And it's like, I got personally, you know, she went and gone after us to hide her shame. That's the issue that I had with that. She really went after us to hide the fact that she was ashamed.
Well, maybe you know what, she might not be ashamed if the game went better and she actually got what she was promised, you know, the position, you know, fame and riches. She wouldn't complain. She only complained because, you know, it didn't pan out.
Yeah, because she went and challenged Gamergate, and just to hide her shame. That was what she did. That's what Paul Dina did. And even the guy who tried to call her Alex, it doesn't hide the fact that the guy basically said she worked for this company, blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, that was Dina. And she lost her job because of the fact, well, actually she quit because a lot of people were personally upset with her.
Well, she quit her job because she was really, really bad at it. And the fact that
she had one job, which is the community manager.
Yeah, and she was completely unqualified for it.
Yeah, because she basically cursed at people, saying "F you," blah blah blah. That's what happened. Yeah, she basically said "F you," blah blah blah. That's what she went. Yeah, it's just probably my connection.
Yeah.
You sound really, really breaking off.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's just the connection's pretty bad on my end.
You know, for being a city that has a ton, for being a state that has a ton of internet companies, they really need to get their shit together regarding the.
I agree.
I mean, this is the. I mean, it's.
Yeah, because my connection's pretty bad.
That place is like Silicon Valley 2.0.
Yeah, it's just raining and they can't cover it.
Good riddance, I guess.
Yeah, good riddance. And there's a lot of shit going on, and it's like
not innocent either, because that man pretty much fucked up the fan base as well.
Yeah, because he gave this girl a job, and he wanted a job so badly from her that she basically gave him the job and screwed over the company.
Not just that, but also the fact that Capcom has been going overboard regarding. Yeah, I mean, also Osakans over there.
Yeah, Capcom hasn't been really proving anything other than the fact that they said, "Oh yeah, by the way, we got a better game for you guys."
Hello?
Yep.
Basically, Capcom said business is both mega provider. That's it. And
they have so much they could use in that game. They have so many potential titles that they could use.
Of course. Well, their famous franchises, Street Fighter, and then
Devil May Cry, Resident Evil.
They already
speaking of
released
Resident
it.
Evil.
Good.
I thought that Resident Evil remakes are doing pretty.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Because because of.
Or something.
Yeah, same with Claire and Ada Wong. But
Oh,
yeah.
So Monster Hunter is right?
Yeah.
That's doing pretty well.
Crazy is that Capcom in the West is actually Capcom for Europe is their worst.
Yeah. There's also the fact that they have, let's see, they released a Devil May Cry on PC, which it turns out it's pretty good. It's pretty good on PC. Yeah. Plus, they have a really good soundtrack.
Well, in the case of Capcom, they also had, well, at one point, but now they haven't done much outside the first game, but got it. That's also from Capcom.
Yeah, they haven't really done any remakes for it.
The unfortunate really done the fact that
let's see. They released it Mega Man 11. They released it and they're also planning they also released it Phoenix Wright, which is their basic popular title, but they actually put it on PC, and surprisingly it became
it's pretty
big
popular.
Yeah, it's really popular. And
I wanted to check it out.
Yeah, and it's out on PC right now.
Actually, I have never played any of them.
Yeah, and that's another thing that they also
visual
have.
novel style games.
Yeah. And right now they're also releasing the Beat 'em Up bundle, which just came out last year.
Check it out, actually.
Yeah, which comes with their like most famous games that they have, like what's up?
Comcast, you're tired of their shit.
Yeah, I know. I hate Comcast. Right now they're in trouble.
Honest.
I can't. Our audio is so breaking up that it's like.
Comcast
Sounds kind of like from Rhapsody. Remember, what's it called? Rhapsody.
Rhapsody. Yeah, I don't know about that, but then again, it's possible.
Even
stuff the chick who played her or was Deborah comedian. But the fact that what's his name also became part of the cast, that was ridiculous. Fucking Mark Hamill of all people.
Well, this makes this makes the Star Wars Holiday Special the second worst Christmas special that Mark Hamill starred in. Also, no matter how bad Rhapsody, whatever it was called, was, at least it wasn't as bad as The Last Jedi.
That's true.
And speaking of stroke, you know who else had a stroke? The whole animation team. Instead of animating, they sit down and stroke their dicks. That's why the animation looks like it was made by absolute wankers.
Dude, this was back in this was like something for the PlayStation 2 era. Only it went to shit.
No! Don't insult PlayStation 2 like that. Those graphics look like PlayStation 1, but reconstructed from the memory of someone who had a head trauma. Ugliest 3D animation I've ever seen. It's uglier than my 3D animation that I made printing one computer when I was bored and tried some 3D animations. By the way, I have pretty much no idea how to do any 3D modeling or animating, and yet my 3D animations that were pretty hideous looked much better than that quote unquote movie, and I'm not even exaggerating. Seriously, you have to.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. What's Filmation and make better 3D animation than those motherfuckers?
Let's see. I know that.
The whole thing is on YouTube. I'll just post a link in the chat. Just by thumbnail alone, you can see how fucking bad it is. Like everyone's faces are tired.
I made a mistake of watching it the day before Christmas though. And it is in fact quality. It is quality content.
Yeah. Oh, it's such quality content. Like everything is bad. The character designs are bad. The story is bad. The animation is bad. Like everything is bad.
Dude, the art between what's her name and the main character was bad. She did not repent for the fact that she treated him like shit.
Yeah, it's like the morals of the story. The story is supposed to have a moral, but the morals of the story are questionable at best. The plot is really nonsensical, and they couldn't even spell words properly. Like they have like a outside of the school there is like a big sign, and this sign has misspelled. Well, again, it's school in town, I guess. So it's fitting.
Oh God.
The slogan of the school is something strive for excellence, and they misspelled the word excellence in their slogan. I'm telling you this. Oh, the title of the movie is spelled Rapsittie. It's not a word. I think it's supposed to sound like Rhapsody, but it's not.
It's not.
They show a street sign, and the street is called Rhapsody Street, and in this time Rhapsody is spelled properly. So it's, I don't know, deliberately misspelled in the movie title.
Dang.
I don't know. It makes no sense. You know what this reminds me of? I just realized this is like the same quality of animation as Johnny Yes Papa.
Let me look at it.
Made an hour.
Go ahead and link it.
Well, I posted it in the YouTube chat, but I can post it in Discord as well.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the full movie. Just look at the thumbnail. Just look at it.
Johnny.
This looks like. It almost looks like a really bad version. Let me look at it. I'm gonna have to silence
it.
it.
Doesn't get any better, trust me. The animation is even worse.
Johnny.
It looks like something
Yes,
from
Papa.
via 1999 from MTV. This is something that MTV Liquid Television would put out.
My God. What did I know?
Liquid television, more like liquid diarrhea. Also, the Comic Sans, title font is just.
Okay, so Colin Slater. This looks like it was done on MSN. Whatchamacallit?
Microsoft 3D Studio.
Something like that. Yeah.
Well,
You know
the funny
what's
thing is
crazy?
this was commissioned by, was it Warner Brothers or like CW?
Yeah, it was Warner Brothers actually. Warner Brothers actually commissioned this. This played on their channel back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, and they hired famous actors for voice acting, like Mark Hamill and
Wade and Lyle. They also hired Nancy Cartwright. In other words, Bart fucking Simpson of all people.
Yeah, so they had famous voice actors and couldn't find a better animator. I mean, this thing is so consistently bad. It's almost as if it was made like in.
It was almost made like in 1999 with this computer. Like in the 90s.
it's such a weird mixture. Like some elements are 3D, some elements are 2D sprites put into this 3D
that's
world.
true.
The perspective doesn't match.
It doesn't
all the
match.
trees are 2D. The cars are 2D, like vector drawings of cars.
And
really
you
bad
can
ones.
tell. You can tell they made a lot of mistakes with this. With this 3D, like the guy is walking on the freaking, and he's like walking
that's because
straight.
The backgrounds are not 3D. The backgrounds are either drawn in 2D or rendered in 3D. But then when rendering the movie, they render a 3D image on top of the 3D model on top of this 2D background. So
and you can tell that they made a lot of mistakes. Like the person's like going straight on the sidewalk, and they're curving it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like it almost looks like those PS1 games. PS1 wasn't powerful enough to render proper complex 3D environments, so they had pre-rendered backgrounds, and all the characters were 3D, but the rest was a picture. It's kind of like that, only much worse.
That's true. And it's
like a really, really shitty PS1 game.
Yeah, but it looks like they used amateurs for this animation.
Yeah, it's almost as if they hired people who had no idea what they were doing, and they did their best. And this is their best. They really tried, but
it looks like a student amateur film by the looks of it.
Like everything is bad about it. I mean, if the story was good, or at least not awful, then I guess you could forgive the really, really bad visual qualities and say that it's a specific art style. But like, there's almost nothing redeemable about this. The story is stupid. The characters are bad. Like, everything is bad.
Jeez. Yeah, I can see why. And I'm looking at like the people. I'm skipping this and I'm looking at it, and they're like running, and they're like running in different directions.
You know what's actually crazy? Paige O'Hara. That was the chick who played Belle in Beauty on the Beach.
Yeah. Yeah, let me show you guys what this is, what it looks.
Had the chick, she played Nicole. The chick who played Belle on the Disney Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys. This is the animation right there.
Dear God, they just hired a bunch of people who were on Disney movies back in the day.
Yeah, and you can see right here, this is the movie
they
itself.
Obviously spent a lot of money on voice acting, unless they blackmailed them into this or something. But they couldn't afford a decent, animation studio or something.
I do agree, because this looks pretty bad. You can tell that they tried to make it look like a PS1 graphics, but you have to understand, this is made in 2002.
Yeah, there was even going to be a sequel called I'll Be Back for the Easter Bunny, but guess what? It got cancelled before it could even come out.
The funny thing is that, remember Newsgrounds? Remember all those really, really bad animations made there? Even those bad animations usually are better than this.
Yeah, the Newground ones, I have to agree. There was like Miss Dynamite, for example. That actually was a good animation.
Oh, JT, you might want to check this shit out. You know who Walter Emmanuel Jones is?
Yeah, dude.
You know the Black Power Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Oh yeah, I remember.
That's him.
And he's in this movie.
Yeah. No, he's the main character of the movie. He played Ricky.
Go Power Rangers. Let me see here, because I'm gonna look this up, because a lot of people are talking about this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and do this, because a lot of people are staying consistent with the issue, and I want to point out something, because the topic is basically that this oh God, I can't help but watch.
Did this movie subvert your expectations?
I think this movie is cringeworthy.
We should probably. Oh, by the way, I plan to have a holiday special live stream tomorrow. We might actually watch this.
Oh, God. I wish I could
wanna
have the
join?
time. I might, but I got work, and it's like they always. I'll message you if I can get the time, and you can bring me.
All right. All right.
So
Nice.
we're going to entry at. So we're gonna do the Mystery Science Theater 3000 on this fucking thing.
Oh, why
If
not?
only, if only YouTube would allow us to do that. It's like they always.
It's already on YouTube. This video, so I mean.
Yeah, I don't really care if they demonetize this, because I understand their reason, because they don't want to get sued or they want to defund us, and I can understand that they would rather side with the movie industry because they don't want to lose money from them either.
Well, I think that this particular movie, nobody wants. I don't think that they even want to acknowledge it, because the full copy is on YouTube, and the title says "Extremely Rare 2002 TV movie." I think it's extremely rare because it was never released like officially on DVD or anything, because nobody. Abomination.
I would say this was more of a. I would say this came out on VHS because back in the day, back in 2000, VHS was still a thing.
Okay, I'll show you. You ever heard of a movie called Robot Ninja?
Robot Ninja. Well, it's kind of a generic title. I bet there are like 12 or 15 movies with the title that it's kind of like a variation on that. Because robots and ninjas were in the 90s. They were pretty much.
It is a really bad movie. It's like the worst movie you would probably never want to watch, because it was cringeworthy.
I don't know. I've seen some really, really bad movies, so it's.
Yeah, because.
Okay,
all right.
I'm looking at something real quick on the Lost Media Wiki of this movie. Yeah, this has a lost. It ends up that originally, the film is increasingly obscure because it was aired sporadically at creation of local affiliates across the U.S. The special never aired again after its 2002 air date and has never been released in any form of home media. A soundtrack featuring Whitney Houston that was advertised with the special was never either. the special ended with it also remains lost. Before resurfacing, the only footage that had been recorded of Believing Santa was from a World Tracer demo reel that also includes footage of their only CGI and Dinosaur Island, which was also lost media.
Yeah, there's a lot of lost media.
Damn. So this never actually came on any home video release at all. Go like this. It ends up. Guess what the budget of this shit was?
I see it on. That's. I don't know where the money. Unless they paid all of it to the famous actors to play this.
Okay.
No, for.
Okay. It ends up that World Tracer's daughter. The company that provided concept art of better quality than the final product. Her father trusted the animators and in fact never checked in on their work. His first time seeing the animation was on the night the movie premiered. This movie has a budget of $500,000.
$500,000, money well spent.
Originally, the movie was going to be called The Bash Street Kid, but they ended up changing drastically to avoid confusion with the Beano's Bash Street Kids comic strip.
The Backstreet Kids?
Yeah!
What about... I can imagine them trying to make a show called The Backdoor Kids.
Well, they kind of look like they were bashed in the head repeatedly on the street.
Let's see, what else did they have that was very weird? I'm looking at the Lost Media. I actually joined their little Discord because they always have some really cool shows I have not seen before. Lost Animations. I wonder if they ever considered putting Karate Cat as one of them.
Karate Cat?
It's an old cartoon show. It's from the comic strip. But they're I can't believe that they basically did Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 41. That actually ended. They actually gave it no conclusion whatsoever. I don't know why they're saying
Bubblegum Crisis. Is it like a cyberpunk, like very 80s cyberpunk?
Yeah, and they brought up this article about Bubblegum Crisis 2041. I remember watching that anime, and I knew that they were gonna end that show because they ended it in a really weird conclusion.
Yeah, so it was cancelled before the storylines were allowed to properly conclude.
Yeah, because they basically ABD was trying to claim that we wanted to bring it back, and they decided to make a show called Bubblegum Crisis. It was actually 2040, but they called it Bubblegum Crisis 2041, which is the next series, but that didn't happen because they ended 2040 with they ended it right there, and then they did 2041, and I'm just like, okay, that didn't make any sense because they actually tried to release it in the early 2000s, and I remember watching it, and it was an okay show because they actually had Bubblegum Crisis, then Bubblegum Crisis, I think it was called. Let me look it up.
You know what's crazy? I was looking at World Tracer anime videos, and all it gets me is Colin Slater, who is the executive. They only made, as in the company, the company only made anime. Rat City, Kids for Living Santa, and World Tracer's Dinosaur Island. Also voiced by Mark Hamill.
They always got to recommend Mark Hamill. Let me see here. Let's see. Kenichi Sonata. Yeah, he's the character designer. And okay, the series started with Tetsu's intentions to remake 1982 film Techno Police. I actually watched it, Techno Police. It's actually pretty good.
I can also say after that, the company went broke.
Yeah. Okay, so here it is. Bubblegum Crash. That's the other series, but it was an OVA. And then they did 80 Police Files and 80 Police Protect and Serve. And then Bubblegum Crisis 2040 and Parasite Dolls.
Dude. I remember watching a bit of good fun about it. I guess I could, but the intro theme, that was easily the best thing from that show.
Yeah, I agree. Because I actually liked it. I kind of wish they continued with Bubble and Crash, but they ended in such a with no conclusion. And then they did like 2040, and it was like, okay.
Speaking of Granola this. I watched it a while ago.
Oh, this one.
Josh's and the promise.
Oh yeah, it's like the Bible story, but animated with furries and.
Oh my god! I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Well, basically, it's kind of like Cats, only even more hideous.
Yeah, you want to see something weird? There was this thing on Twitter that happened. It was a girl that was like a. Let me see if I can find it.
Well, something weird on.
Yeah, I'll link it to you guys. Let me see if I have it on my profile because I think I retweeted it a while back.
This movie took 4 years to make.
Let's see. Because I was like looking at this.
Team.
Yeah, I was like looking at this chick and I was like, what the hell did this chick do? To basically. Because everyone was like assuming that
the guy who made Jim Lion. Is that his real name?
Really?
Jim Lyon?
Yeah.
Is he an actual furry?
Oh my
That would
god.
match.
Let me see if I can
his real
find
name
it.
is Ryan. Oh, get a look at the guy's movie career. Okay.
Oh yeah. Let me show you guys something, and I want to. You probably heard about this chick, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys this wonderful woman who basically did this. She's a bodybuilder from China, and I'm gonna go ahead and post it.
Oh, I knew you were gonna post that. I knew.
Is she cosplaying as Chun-Li? Or
Yeah,
something?
Exactly.
Oh,
And
she
she's-
kind of looks like her,
Chun-Li.
actually.
Yeah, but look at those thighs, man! Holy shit!
she proves to be the very like. Let me see if I can show you guys this woman. She proves that Chung-Li really exists because she's actually a professional bodybuilder and also a doctor.
Dang.
So basically, those who talk about unrealistic, body images for women can shut the fuck up, because all.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
by the way, I'm looking at the
I
photo.
did follow her on Instagram, and she basically shows off a lot of workout vids and such, like pictures of her, and she also does a lot of because a lot of people don't realize she's a professional bodybuilder, and she also does martial arts as well. She actually trained in Taekwondo. Oh, that one. Oh no, I'm not going to show that one.
Dude, I would hate to be whoever's hand is between her thighs as she starts squeezing them. Oh my god! What the fuck?
What? Oh, you clicked my
What?
link?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I clicked the picture, and I'm like, I don't want to see that. Yeah, you can see.
Well,
So basically, I think those are screenshots submitted by users, and users decided to submit some. Well, anyone can submit anything, and people decided that
because they
this
did
movie
kill
needed
them in a
shit
fucking
posting.
motorcycle.
But why would they shit post there? Like, the whole movie is like a shit post. Just grab random screenshots from it, and those will be just as shit post as anything you can post there.
Oh my god!
Yeah, let me. Oh, guess what? Guess who appeared on
I'm fucking
AEW?
dying.
Let me
I
show you
think
something.
Look at the what?
This movie was made by a furry. Look at
Let me show you something else. Let me see if I can get this. This is another one that I saw, and I actually thought it was kind of funny. It actually did happen on TV. What the I do not want to see that. I don't want to see that. It's too much. No, let me show you something. Play this one, and apparently it's YouTube Jesus on a wrestling show.
Oh, wait. Yo. Dude.
YouTube Jesus appeared on AEW.
Oh, that's badass. No, wait, that's the same YouTube.
I think it is.
Oh, this reminds me of the good old
But
days.
the
before...
sad part was he lost his custody battle for his children. I felt bad.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
Dude, check out the Roblox one with the fucking
Yeah, let me show you guys something else. Let me see if I can find it. There's another.
What the hell?
No, you're gonna look
Okay,
at
so
this.
We got Black Ass Spider-Man, that looks like LeBron James on a strip.
Let me show you another
Black
picture.
Ass Fortnite character. Go ahead.
Oh, and speaking of, those really, really badly done, CG, CG cartoons with biblical themes, just check out this one.
All right.
And
Let me-
Here's
oh,
Okay. Let me show you guys another one.
they don't have screenshots here. Oh,
There's
no.
there's another one. What?
just so okay. The one I posted, it doesn't have any screenshots on IMDb, but you can just search for images with the name. And
Here's another one
of them.
Here's another one that I posted.
Tiger love pussy cookie.
What?
That's the name of a band.
They should expect nothing else from the band that brought us the song Pussy Cocaine.
Well, with a name like Tiger Love, I'm surprised they know.
Yeah, there's also another video that you've probably seen of a woman.
Just click the link I posted. Just click this link I posted. It's just a link to image search, but just click on it.
Okay.
Oh God, no!
Is this the prototype for Sega's Seaman? For real, this looks like the prototype for the Seaman video game.
Prototype for what? Oh, Seaman! Oh yeah, that's the one. Not Seaman. Seaman, not Seaman, as in. No, Seaman actually doesn't look.
Let me show you guys something. This is the girl that everyone's talking about on the internet.
Well, you should show it to our viewers because.
Yeah, I will show you. Let me go ahead and.
Oh, I think I've seen this one. Oh, I actually follow this guy. It's crazy, fucking Donovan.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the thing. Hold on, let me go ahead and show it to the public.
All
right.
I can give you one piece of advice. If you are going to watch like a fire show, watch it while on psychedelics because, well,
yeah, because this girl,
sober.
Yeah, let's show it to the audience here.
I live in immigrant housing with a bunch of other undocumented people because I don't have an ID or a social security card or any credit because that's how committed I am to not being human. Society likes to have an ego, right? And animals are the ultimate form of not having one.
What animal are you?
Somewhere between a wolf and a kitten. So it's like a made up thing called a witten. I like to purr a lot, but only during sex. And then I just go meow and like yiff, yiff. Good boy. Fuck with us and then we tweaking, ho. Bobby Schmurder gets released from prison like in 3 days. It's been 7 fucking years, dude. Like we needed you. Keep 6ix9ine in jail though for
Also,
fucking snitching, bitch.
She's
How old's your
downers.
baby?
She's 5 months old. Shout out to my parents for adopting her and my gay boyfriend for staying in Ohio because he's gay.
Yeah, that's how bad she was. And she was at a furry convention.
This looks like it
Oh.
was.
Well, maybe she wasn't on downers because the way she dances is like,
Yeah, you
Either,
should see you should see the message after that someone posted. Let me see.
No, seriously, look at her pupils. They're so contracted, even though it's brightly lit. She's on downers, probably like heroin or something.
Yeah. And here's the message after that. Brother, get the flamer. The heavy flamer.
Yeah.
I'll give you the link to the to the meme.
Seriously, look at her pupils in the screenshot I posted.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, yeah. She probably was either. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, she's the heroine, not the heroine Gotham needs, but the heroine Gotham deserves.
Oh, Jay.
Yeah, because you can see right here that you showed me that image.
Like someone I don't know who.
Yeah, she's definitely on some tweaking drugs.
She's probably on E.
Ecstasy.
No. Not on E. First of all, the way she speaks, she's kind of it's downer. On E, she would be much more talkative. She would speak much, much faster. and wouldn't slur words. You know, the way it's a downer. Probably some.
It almost
opiate.
looks like she's on meth or something.
No. If she was on meth, she would be much more lively. Also, meth usually dilates the pupils, not contracts them. If you
That's
see
true.
contracted pupils like that, it's probably opiate, or maybe some like diazepam or something. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people felt sorry for her because it's like she calls herself a litten or whatever it's called. Between
Witten,
a witten, which is like a cat and a wolf. I'm like, you got some issues, girl. It's pretty creative.
Untermensch, basically.
Oh boy.
I have a reaction image.
Yeah, and a lot of people were talking about that. It's like, I don't see why she would be on the drugs, but as far as I know, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to have to stick on the topic at hand about this person in question that we're talking about, which she basically is trying to claim that Gamergate basically is the problem because of the right wing. But here's the problem.
By the way, Macho wants to join your Discord.
Okay. Yeah, I can link. Yeah, I'll link it. I'll link it in. But I have one rule, and one rule only.
What is the rule?
I rule.
High rule.
High rule.
Oh, real quick, but we are 1 week away from India becoming a superpower.
India is becoming a superpower? Great. Now they can actually put out a navy.
We are 1 week away. And we're gonna be shitting on. It's gonna be brilliant.
Yeah, because I want to talk about this issue with people about that the video game industry.
Oh,
Hey there.
How's it going?
there.
Doing well. So you say you are the one who rules to the fascist.
One rule.
Well,
it doesn't matter
We'll
who
have to
rules.
see about that.
Yeah, whoever rules the rules, who makes the rules and makes the rules, I don't care who makes the rules as long as they get the rules right.
Yeah, it's alright.
Ja rule.
Nah, F Jai rule. He already actually he robbed a lot of people. I'll give him credit. He actually robbed a bunch of rich kids and put them on an island. Jai rule.
No, it's not
actually,
not really.
No, not really. It actually was it wasn't a deliberate scam. It was a completely mismanaged shit show.
I know.
Internet historian made a video about it, and it
I
actually
know.
was.
It's not even rich people that got scammed.
The thing was that they overpromised, and the price was actually pretty low, given what they promised. And
But they spent like almost $12,000 for tickets for their
no, actually,
friends.
no.
Apparently, no
most
one
tickets
paid
were a
the
lot
$12,000 tickets.
It's like
Everybody paid the $1,000 or even the $500 package.
Ah. So that's what happened.
Yeah, it's internet historian made actually a really good video about this. And he goes into a lot of details. So the idea that $12,000 was the price of ticket
Yeah. Plus, they didn't have hotels.
from mainstream news articles. That,
Yeah.
nowadays they publish and don't fact check or anything, and then they rip each other off. So they republish other people's shit with minimal
Oh
changes.
yeah,
And then
that's true. Because
Information
a lot of
spreads.
people were posting on social media complaining about it too. Let's see.
Sorry, we sort of lost you.
Yeah, because I wanted to discuss this issue about this person in particular, because she basically made a claim about her intentions with the unionization of the gaming industry.
what company does she work for? No, she said that she is in the gaming business, but what games did she produce? 'Cause
Let's see.
Something tells me.
Yeah, let's
Probably
look her
not
up.
in the-
Well,
Let's.
first of all, she's not in the upper echelons because she's for unions. That's
Yeah.
pretty obvious.
Yeah, because let's look at her background. Let me look up her name because I kind of had to look up YouTube stuff. Yeah.
It's like, they are saying as if being part of the gaming industry gives them credibility or something. Nowadays, anyone can be a part of the gaming industry.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm gonna-
she, I don't know.
Yeah, because I'll give you her Twitter handle.
But it's involved in game development. Technically.
Let's see here. I'll give you
Well,
guys. Let me link it in
I
Discord.
played games in beta, so I think I am involved in the game industry. I'm not paid for it, but I test
Let's
the
see.
game.
Game industry watchdog, bylines, Kotaku, Guardian, etc. Communications at Game Workers, Bikes, Quad, Post Rock, Lust, Marks.
Quake.
Yeah, that's
She
her.
works
That's her.
for Quake?
Ew, Mark.
So basically, she didn't actually develop any games. She's just, really tangentially related.
Anyone who advertise themselves as a one, I don't think they are reliable as one.
Yeah,
More
well-
like Watchdog.
yeah. I'm trying to look up her background. I don't see much of anything other than that she claims she. Let's look at her LinkedIn.
Okay,
Seriously, it's like-
left up.
Okay.
I bet she's, one of those who listens for dog
Okay.
whistles.
Okay, she's a PR strategist. Technology,
So-
IRL politics.
So,
Basically, really tangentially related to game development.
she's an
Basically,
advertisement. It's like if she worked. She said she helped develop the iPhone, and she's in advertisement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, except that
freelance-
when it comes to
freelance-
iPhones,
Freelance lighter of Gamers Network, guest lecturer at Biburg University of London, Victorian Albert Museum.
Freelancer
Artist-
writer. Does she want us to hate her?
Yeah,
Because
and she is a
those
freelance.
seems to be pretty deliberate titles to be hated on the internet.
Yeah, and freelance writer of the Guardian News Media. For
That's
Okay, we can hate it. if you
that's the whole trifecta of
yeah,
bullshit
freelance
they have
writer
to-
for Kotaku, guest speaker. Of
speaking
Game On.
of freelance writers and unionization. Remember, have you heard about California? Recently, they passed a law that all those leftist media, they applauded how nowadays those freelance writers will be treated favorably and fairly, and instead a lot of them lost their jobs because those new
yeah.
the laws that try to fix
they
the
said
problem
that law
wasn't
was
fair.
gonna help them. Yet I think it was Vice that said that, and the very next day or even the same day, they fired over 100 freelance writers because they cannot make like more than 3 articles while still being freelance.
Yeah, so they thought that those publications will hire all those freelance writers as permanent staff, but instead it wouldn't be financially viable. So instead, they just fired them and hired someone else from a different state to write freelance articles for them.
Yeah, because they don't want to pay their workers as much as they deserved.
Well, that's the thing, how much they deserve, because a lot of those
Nothing.
freelance
That's what
writers,
they
they're
deserve.
probably not. And the worst part is that a lot of those who suffered, they actually probably weren't even big supporters of this new law.
Yeah.
They were just
Yeah.
some caught in the crossfire, and it happened right before the Christmas season and the New Year. So imagine getting
Yeah.
fired right before
Yeah.
the holiday season. That's
Yeah.
got to be
How do
really,
you
really.
pronounce her name? Marijam.
Marijam.
Mayim.
Okay.
Didž-
Marijam
Didžgalvytė.
Didžgalvytė.
Dživluta.
Sounds kind of like almost like a Lithuanian name.
Yeah, it is a Lithuanian.
I
Yeah,
would
'cause
say.
Yeah,
It is a Lithuanian name. I don't know. Is that the part where you have negative stereotypes towards Labs?
No, it's just it actually really is looks like a Lithuanian name, and even though I'm not Lithuanian, but I live close enough, so on behalf of the whole trifecta of Baltic states, I apologize for her.
Don't.
yeah.
Well,
but she majored in London, Goldsmith University of London, master's degree, University of Arts in London, bachelor's degree.
Oh my god! Look at this chicky bricky. Сука, блядь. Look at this picture.
Oh god.
Yeah, and I'm looking at
Wow!
and
She
I'm
probably
looking,
had her unibrow plucked.
yeah, and I'm looking at this going like, what is this person's background? Is head of communications of Game Workers Unite International, creator of Left Up, which is the YouTube channel, freelance writer of Gamer Network, guest lecturer at Birkbeck University of London, public advisor, guest lecturer of Victoria Albert Museum.
What the actual fuck is wrong with her eyebrows, dude?
I don't know. Look, you look at her, and you can look at her like this is.
Oh, wait, I just saw something. I just noticed something.
Yeah, that's her eyebrows right there. You see them.
Not her eyebrows, but there's a frame that has like what looks like an interracial couple.
Yeah, she's more into diversity, according to her.
Dude, look at that stove. Holy shit, it's gotta be older than her fucking family.
Yeah.
Chicky bricky, сука, блядь.
Well, I can say that she has good taste in Adidas, but that's about it. She is a disgrace to motherland.
Yeah, I can see the yeah. Oh, those are. Oh, yeah. It looks like a stove too. It's like one of those old. Oh yeah. I've seen that before. It's in my house too.
Okay, what? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she hasn't really posted much on social media.
Why do I feel like she has eternal resting bitch face?
I don't know.
Oh, wait.
Only look. She also has a website. Let's look that up. Okay, so video games, technology, and politics. So she's Anita 2.0.
Yeah,
Man, you guys are
basically.
not lying.
Well, is she really that known?
You guys are not lying. Look at her. Her eyebrows are nearly. Yeah, straight up unibrow. She is basically the Eastern. She's basically the. What's it called?
If
The
she was
British
scowling,
Anita
if she was scowling all the time, she would basically be the IRL Satsuki.
She's.
Well, what's the folk setting is saying about the unibrow? Is like if your brows connect together, you are a secret werewolf or something.
No, it's just that it's ugly.
Let's see here.
Oh no.
Here,
Agony.
it's just the thickness and the it's like I'm pretty sure, and especially the picture when she's around the stove. I think she has the plucked.
Wait, anarcho agony ons? Oh,
Yeah.
Does she know what agony means? It's not anything good. Agony is kind of the opposite of good. It's like the very opposite of good.
Yeah.
And like really bad.
She interviewed them, and I'm surprised by it too. Like she has the anti-fascist group behind her. And she's yep.
She's Dr. Kami. What do you expect? Well, she likes free stuff. She should have a free helicopter ride.
she does support labor, so
yeah, she basically believes that if you own a Tesla car, she should have a Tesla car.
Supposed equal distribution / no one production.
Yeah, pretty much.
And for the many, not for the few. That was actually Labour Party's motto.
Yeah. Let's see here. She also reads
games
this book.
as tools for civil disobedience. I like how she put a picture of a facepalm in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Even she knew it was full of shit.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this going like, Marx at the Arcade, Council Controller and the Class Struggle by Jim Woodcock. Jimmy Woodcock. Woodcock's book.
I'm too lazy to make a joke about Woodcock.
Yes, Woodcock, who basically is talking about the historical materialism of video games, which has no academic...
Oh, you know what? Actually, I have a perfect reaction image to that. One moment. Let me find it.
Okay.
Yeah, here it is.
What the fuck does March has to do with game?
Check out Discord. I posted the perfect reaction image.
The Smoky Eye tutorial plus anti-fascism. Well, she's gonna show us how she plucks her eyebrows. She's gonna do?
No. When she talks about smoky eyes, it means that her eyes are bloodshot because she smoked too much dope.
Hold the phone. Hold the fucking phone. Marxism and autism.
Oh, you saw that picture? It's not photoshopped. It's real. There's a spectrum haunting Europe.
Yeah.
They think that this is in support of Marxism.
Why am I not surprised? That most people on the autistic spectrum support communism. Why am I not shocked?
Let's see here. The jury for the Game Awards 1990 in let's see, what is this? Lithuania Game Awards 2019.
So it's written video games, football, sex, and fascism.
Oh yeah.
It's like she tries to be clickbaity. Like, come on, I'm not thinking that. It's
yeah, because of course she works for the Guardian. Which tells you something about her and the fact that her real goal behind the whole thing.
Well, I have an image for that as well.
Dude.
The fuck is with those faces? Well, scroll down a bit.
Yeah.
That picture gave me more autism than I already have. So.
Yeah, the talk on games and politics for Ministry of Culture. Oh my God, 1984.
Okay, what?
Oh God, 1984. 1984.
The jokes write themselves, pretty much.
She's a useful idiot.
Well, look how bored everyone is in the audience.
I know, and right now
look at the picture.
All right, let me go ahead and
talk of games and politics.
Well, it's like the climate walks, or even the pussy walks when Trump was elected. It's just the people not only look, well, for maybe legitimately pissed off, but they didn't look like they wanted to be there.
Yeah, because
it's something to go to a manifestation and hey, hear your grievances, but it's another to just not wanting to be there at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna read something real quick. She shared something about still on Victoria, and it says here, "This is what class solidarity looks like. To my Rad Games tech babes, that realize that I adore you, worship you. Let's continue the fight. To the boot-licking liberals, this is why RNT London Union has achieved best service plus social security." Oh, she doesn't like liberals either.
Oh, this picture, this guy looks like a soy overdose. Scroll up this page. Show this picture. Yeah, look at this. This is the Mass Effect Andromeda face. Seriously.
Yeah, he has his own Netflix TV show. He's a comedian.
And quote unquote comedian.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Netflix comedians didn't. Oh, it wasn't. Was it Netflix or someone else that hired?
He has his own. He has his own TV Netflix show, and the fact was, one of his episodes got canceled because he was discussing Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia was like, "We don't want you to talk about it." They basically censored that
Fortnite
episode.
in the background. Fucking
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Oh yeah, Fortnite. Their dances and everything, and he talks about the dark side of the game industry.
And an NES controller. What's up with all those fucking cucks and showing those 8-bit memorabilia? Oh, look, I'm a fellow gamer. Look at me, I'm so
yeah.
OG. I played NES like literally everyone else.
Yeah. The funny thing about it is that Epic Games, they spend all this money just to compete against Steam, just so they can get all the games they want. They already have all the games they want, but yet they're still trying to compete against other, like they're trying to compete against, for example, Cyberpunk 2077, because GOG is going to make their own store with similar to Steam in a way, because when they release Galaxy 2.0.
Oh yeah. By the way, it's pretty neat actually.
I wish they could fix that shit, because honestly, GOG Galaxy has brought me trouble personally.
Yeah. What are the bigger issues with that one? GOG Galaxy.
Well, for me it works fine. I don't know what the issues are. I actually used it since the closed beta. I opted in for it and got it.
Maybe I'm just cursed.
Oh, it doesn't work for you?
So what's the issue?
No. It sometimes fucks up regarding the
Fucks up as in what exactly fucks up?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, your audio went all quiet. It's hard to hear you.
It went a bit. It always. How should I say this?
Crash.
Yeah, exactly. It always crashes on my part.
That's weird because it never crashed for me. Even the beta, because I used it since the beta and it always worked.
Anyone's gave me a Trojan virus, so.
Wait,
God! It once gave me a Trojan, apparently.
What?
Yeah, it's weird.
Fuck.
It gave you a Trojan horse, like some type of virus.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. What the actual fuck? The post she makes about Nazi people. Oh, okay. So she doxes people as well. All right.
Of course she does. I mean, she's a commie. What do you expect? And yet, her, the idea is that she's against doxing, but only when it's about her fellow commies.
Oh no! We only dox people who are in the alt-right, and that includes anybody who speaks against us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because here's the issue that I had with her is that she tries to eloquate that it was the alt-right's fault, and it's like, look, the problem was you guys pushed us to that right, because the way that people were trolling us, trying to attack us, trying to do this to us, and they kept going at it with us and pushed people to the right. They honestly failed because they didn't want to talk to people. They basically treated people like garbage. They basically called them names, labeled them Nazi, fascist, and all the above. And they also tried to attack people who honestly disagreed with them and pushed them away. Like, they pushed them to the far side of the other side just to make them look bad, because they want to look good in front of everybody while doing that. And the issue that I seen with the left was they basically were elitist about their attitude towards the people who did. They called people stupid. They called people a lot of labels, and it got to the point that a lot of them got fed up with them, to the point that they had no idea why these people disagreed with them, and they honestly lived in a bubble. They didn't see everything realistically. They just saw everything, oh, we have a political goal, and I hope that political goal can go forward. But the problem was they didn't see that. They didn't see the outcome after that. When they find out they failed, they were like crying about it, and they were like, why are these people voted against? Why didn't they vote against? Why did they vote for Hillary? And I'm like, because no one trusted Hillary.
Because she was the worst candidate.
Yeah,
she's a killer.
Yeah, and not many people trusted her. Not even the military trusted her.
Not even people on the left trust Hillary. Why do you people move to Bernie and do a game besides these other people?
Yeah, and right now Bernie's being accused of a lot of bullshit on his side. Yeah, like they don't want.
Like the left is eating their own. Well, I'm surprised. I'm shocked. Who saw that coming?
I'll be honest with you. Fuck Bernie and fuck everyone on the left and center.
Millionaires and billionaires!
Yeah, at least they're honest about their hate, and I have to agree, Rob. And it's like, this is the thing that bothered me about this whole issue, is that some of them said, hey, I don't want to, push people away from this. I understand that there's a lot of people, like, there's the immigration issue, and the fact that the U.S. has an immigration problem, and the fact that most people don't understand that issue about the immigration issue, is that it takes 20 years to apply for citizenship in the U.S. Am I correct or am I wrong?
I don't know.
Because I recall that someone mentioned this, and I remember discussing about the issue, and a lot of people talked about the fact that the way that honestly some people actually felt about the immigration issue is that there are some things like the Arabs get, like, they can easily come into the country, while Mexicans are basically hated. Canadians, well, it takes them a while, but they actually get into the U.S. easily. While Asians, that's another thing. I know Asians and I know Africans can easily get into the country too, but it all depends how the law works in certain states too. Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that, on Epic's side of the issue.
Yeah, it actually happened to me at least 4 times. I switched to my account I had.
Yeah, because I really did not like Epic. Epic is sort of, okay, you can play offline, but you have to log in order to play offline.
Yeah, and the problem is when it happened, I had to get in for at least a week.
Oh, yeah.
Like resetting your router.
Yeah.
Cache. So a lot of that didn't work.
Yeah, because Epic is really bad because a lot of people are claiming they have spyware and other things about it.
It is. It does.
Well, it's actually I've looked into it, and some of the stuff that people say it's spyware, it's actually looks more like an anti-cheat because any advanced anti-cheat will look like some really shady spyware because it has to integrate itself deep into the internals of the operating system to be an effective anti-cheat, because that's because how a lot of cheats work. Cheats, they can manipulate memory space of a program or intercept the network packets and do other stuff. So to catch those cheats to doing that, you have to also do some stuff that if you analyze it, it looks like some malware. But it's I think let's give them the benefit of the doubt. And other stuff, like I think it's is kind of shoddily coded. It's not very well written. It's kind of probably full of spaghetti code. It has the it is up there with the Bethesda quality of software.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's funny because their game engine, the Unreal Engine, it's actually pretty well made, but their launcher probably is like very low on their priority. It's really funny.
Rob has a point. Yeah. Basically, that's the only way they actually control over. But sheer force control. I do remember reading something about how Stalin grabbed that chicken by the neck to the point of him killing it, and then it ended up following him. Like the dude practically dominated that chicken, so he could do his every bidding. In the case of Epic, there's something about these people that you just can't trust. I mean, and not just the fact.
It's also the money.
Well, to be fair, you shouldn't trust any corporation, like at all.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's fashionable to hate Epic, but let's not forget that others aren't that much better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially Steam.
Ubisoft.
Because right now Steam's also right now is removing certain games that that are considered a danger to them due to the fact that they live in Washington and they have an issue with child pornography there. They take it literally seriously in Washington State.
Dude, you know what?
So basically, some hentai games or probably more like visual novels. But in the lore, she's like 300 years old, so it's okay. Well, let's not open that kind of worms. The problem is they have to we shouldn't blame Steam for applying local laws because they have to pretty much dance abide by the rules and dance to someone else's music.
Local laws.
I'm talking more about. With Steam, the main problem is that they are really lazy to fix some of the glaring issues. Like, for example, especially if you go to a Steam workshop for CS:GO, you see that all the real submissions are downvoted by bots, but all the fake submissions that promise free skins and other scams, they are upvoted by bots, and they do nothing about.
Yeah, and
issue
right
has existed.
now they made CS:GO somewhat free if you bought some of the stuff for it.
Yeah, it's completely free to play. You just can.
Yeah, because I originally bought it.
Yeah, but it was a long time ago.
And now it became a free to play game, and I'm like, motherfuckers, you because originally it was I bought the game, I played the game, and they also had this thing where you had to buy, if you want to get the extra maps, you had to pay money for the competitions and such.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not something unexpected. I mean, remember, Team Fortress 2 became free to play. StarCraft 1 and 2 became free to play.
People really didn't like it going free because they.
Yeah, because they paid for it, and I paid Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and now it's free. And then they got the status upgrade, and I'm like, you guys really don't know what you're doing, aren't you? You just had to do it because you guys got called out by the European Union.
Yeah. Oh yeah, another thing about Steam, that they allowed this skin gambling to be completely unsupervised, and it became rife for scams and exploitation.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
first
true.
of all, I mean, people should expect that those skin gambling sites are shady as fuck. But the problem is that a lot of children who don't know any better were
scammed. a lot of them tend to do that. Especially, I remember the incident where a kid basically was talked into basically saying something on the web, and that person basically was promised to give like a switch codes or some codes for money to get some stuff. And I can understand that kids can get influenced into something like that too. Yeah, Salte. Yeah, Salte.
Oh yeah.
In the case in point, Stalin, but also Castro, Kim's and Deng Xiaoping,
That's
well
because,
met.
Yeah, it's true, because a lot of these communist stuff, the only.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to silence you, man. Yeah, it says right here, in memory of serves, the communists had commissioners to enforce loyalty, and enforced loyalty is merely fear. Again, it should be, memory serves, Stalin had 6 meals a day while his troops starved. Socialism is purely about the rich staying rich, whitelisting, maintaining a benevolent face. Case in point, Stalin, but also Castro and Kim and Deng Xiaoping, well met, Striker. Yeah, Madrio, someone who found Nicholas Madrios eating a Salte Bay steakhouse in Miami, Salte Bay, whitelist and starved it. And politics takes over the chat. Sorry. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I do agree with your point here, Rob.
Oh, the funny thing. There was like in the 80s in USSR, there was like one of those high-profile people, like someone with a high status in the party. I don't remember who it was, but committed suicide. And when it was investigated, since he was like such a high-profile figure, it was actually handled by the KGB, and one of the those KGB officers who was involved in this looked at his apartment and said that if high-profile party members, there would be another revolution, because kind of let's say it wasn't
I do agree.
Soviet apartment. It was
Yeah.
more like
So basically, he was murdered, right?
so that's
How
the
were
problem
you
with
not-
all those socialist regimes. Although they say that socialism has never lifted anyone lifted anyone from poverty. I beg to differ. Have you seen the mansions of Fidel Castro?
True.
Fidel Castro. Yeah.
He had a building, like a giant ice cream parlor just for himself because he liked dairy so much.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, and it's a big story though.
And then there's the fact that he loved
Mhm.
him.
We're losing you, man.
Yeah, connection's pretty bad on my end.
Basically, Rob, we're all homosexuals. Well, you're not that far off. No, but seriously, seriously, in the case of what's his name, Kim Jong Il, the dude had, despite how much of the bourgeoisie, the dude had at least like 30 Mercedes-Benz cars. Dude had a shitload of Mercedes-Benz cars there.
Yeah, while his people starved, he had a lot of food.
Yeah, dude's like 400 pounds or some shit. I mean, Kim Jong-un is like, did it qualify as a yokozuna?
Yeah, that guy was, well, considering that I heard that he had a lot of ladies in his life, and also he was a big fan of the Chicago Bulls, and it was kind of funny. And I can understand the issue behind that too. It's like a lot of these people who believe in socialism, who are basically people that are leading, that are trying to be leaders and such, tend to be the most hypocritical.
So, Rob, what would you write? Oh, if I made, he had a civil war to end the violent right of the politics won.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because they wanted to end the rule of kings in order to, but it also happened in Russia too, and that kind of started and that ended with the death of the royal family in Russia.
We now find ourselves a politician that's.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. Regarding your this is a more of a hot take more than anything else, but I honestly think that royal families are outdated in this day and age.
Which is true.
I mean, what did they do? What did they do to the people, to the citizens over there? Besides the fact that they are cultural icons and nothing more than cultural icons, like the Japanese emperor, the British royal family, but but everybody I know, well, let's be honest with ourselves, they think they're fucking parasites.
Well, there's actually kind of a bit more complicated than that. Like there was a video by CPG Grey. He said in that video he explained that technically, like some huge amount of land belongs to the royal family, and they kind of lease it to the country, something like that. So it's I don't know, something really complicated.
And
basically,
I'm looking
are
at this meme right
owners
now.
of the land, and that's why they have this kind of privileged status, because they basically allow this land to be used by the government or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I know. I explained it like clear as mud, but there's something.
When you are a socialist who calls all conservatives Nazis but ignores the fact that the Nazi Party was also socialist, well, according to the... But it's kind of this... So you're saying Antifa fights fascism by dressing up as stormtroopers, beating up anyone who disagrees with them.
Yeah.
That's basically what Antifa's doing. But the funny thing is, there was a weird mystery that happened with Antifa. You probably heard about it. One of their own members got murdered, and they don't even want to talk about them.
That's weird.
Yeah, they don't want to, because there was a pop-up.
No, it's by someone else, or gang.
Yeah. Well, some people suspect it was like a drug.
If they were murdered by, say, one who they deemed a fascist, they would be all over it. They would, the women would be wet.
Yeah. The weird thing was this member was sort of like a leader, sort of leading the charge against fascism, and he suddenly died of a gunshot. And a lot of he was going to ask. People were advocating that they should... I know that Andy from... what was that website? Millennial Post or whatever it's called. He explained that they should actually come forward and tell the police, but they chose not to come forward. They basically ignored the fact that he died and was murdered in cold blood. And the fact...
God.
Yeah. And
Probably, almost certainly one of their own.
Yeah, and it's like this guy was basically very loyal to the cause, and look how they treated him. Was he going to snitch? Was he going to do something?
Something of value was...
Yeah, nothing of value was lost.
Fucking Christ, those people, man.
No, they're not people. They're communists.
Yeah.
And it's
there's something.
Like, they could have proved that this was a Trump supporter killing them or
has
something.
To go both ways.
They could have said something, but instead they basically...
if I'm loyal to a cause, I want that cause to be loyal to...
Yeah. And the fact
they're
that
loyal to the cause, but not to each other.
Yeah, but the funny thing was they didn't say anything to... they didn't say anything to the police. They basically ignored authority. They didn't like authority. And this is the reason why people don't trust certain types of people. Don't trust Antifa.
Oh, check Discord. Speaking of loyalty, and how you should the cause isn't doesn't need to be loyal to you, but you need to be loyal to the cause. There are two quotes by two different people, but mean pretty much the same.
Yeah. And it's like society needs to come before the individual's needs. Adolf Hitler, my fellow Americans. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Oh, your audio cut out when you said, ask what you can do for your cunt.
Ask for your cunt. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of things that people discuss about, and it's like, I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of things that they need to discuss about the issues with the game industry and how... Because this woman could have actually talked about the issue with Mid-Boss Games and how they treated their employees and abused their employees. She could have went after them, but instead, no, she just basically ignored it and did nothing about it. Could have used that as the biggest example of how they should form a union about this issue. But instead, not so much.
Rob, I do. And is it true that you have to have a porn night in the UK? Like, is it true that you have to have a masturbation license over there?
Yes, UK here, sadly.
Oi, mate, where's your license?
Where's your license, Governor?
It puts the license.
The license. Yeah. Well, Modern Medusa's at it again.
Dude, if they ended up passing that line, would fucking.
Yeah, because
Man, I know
they're
right,
planning.
dude.
They'll possibly do it because I know the conservatives are planning to do that. They already went after the.
I mean, have you seen the hooligans in these
Yeah.
guys will fuck for a
For a
it's
Twinkie,
the same in
yeah,
the United States.
yeah. And the funny thing is, they already went after the sex workers in the United States. They already passed laws against sex workers.
Sex work.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. What they really are: hookers, hoes, bitches. For real, sex workers it's a PC term for hookers.
yeah.
Honestly.
Strippers.
Oh, speaking
Big
of, I have a
porn
reaction
stars,
for
dude.
that as well.
Yeah, even social media went after the so-called sex workers, strippers, hoes and thoughts and all this other stuff on social media, trying to do. They're trying to say, think of the children argument.
Oh, your audio is really, really breaking off.
Yeah,
Control me. Oh, so it's a control measure to swear allegiance to the. Now that I think about it, that bitch dying for real. Because let's be honest here, she practically outbid every single politician in the world. That woman is basically Rule 63 Palpatine.
Hey, don't insult Palpatine like that.
Hey, have you seen her face? She actually looks like him.
Unlimited power.
unlimited porn.
Democracy.
Unlimited porno.
I mean,
Unlimited
wait,
power.
how old is that chick? Is she in her 90s or some shit?
I don't know.
She looks she might be in her 90s, but she actually looks like she's 150. Fucking hell, Elizabeth.
Yeah. There's
I
a
mean,
lot of.
Apparently that's what you get for inbreeding. You
Yeah,
live longer.
well, here's the thing. There's a rumor surrounding her that she's a lizard queen.
Why am I not shocked that she's a lizard, dude?
Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy surrounding her immortality.
The game argument: we must be inclusive, as we care who you screw, as we ace pit.
Yeah, because everyone suspects that the Queen Elizabeth is the queen of lizards.
Do you want to read what Rob is writing? Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Queen here.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, so quietly. You see, it was control measures, moral enforcement. We must be process and loyal. The game argument. We must be inclusive, as we care whom you screw, as we ace pixels. That's true. Because that's what they're trying to do with the unionization idea. They're trying to enforce the inclusivity thing and all of this stuff. But the problem is, here's the issue with the games industry. It's very difficult to get into. It's a very difficult business.
Yeah, you need to, well, especially since it's entertainment, you need to make your place. You need to shove just as hard.
Yeah, because a lot of people talked about this, and I recalled that there is a lot of ways to get into the industry. Either go indie, or have some experience in computer programming, or and it's a very difficult business to get into, especially if you have to get merit word for word of your job experience and all other stuff, like what did you do, what college did you attend, blah blah blah, and it's kind of a weird thing too, because you have to also show that you can program. You have to have some sort of merit to show that you've been in the industry for a while.
Oh yeah, that one it's annoying. It's always like, yeah, well, because they want result from the get go. So
yeah, and the fact is, like, you can even start your own business too. Like, you can start, you can make phone games, which
anything in entertainment. The problem is especially a company that's already established, they don't need a fail. So it's like, yeah, you can become a television broadcaster, but it's gonna be really, really hard. You're gonna be to get a place in that business. It's entertainment.
Yeah, and there's also the fact that there's also crowdfunding projects that you could do to promote yourself as a business. Like, if you want to make a comic book, you can make a comic book. Or if you want to make a video game, you can make a video game. There was a lot of things that you could do to get into the industry just as easily as that.
But you need to make a good one that is distinct.
Yeah, and that's
the biggest challenge.
Yeah, that is true. And it's a very difficult business to get into, because a lot of people explain that you have to have a reputation in the community, and the fact that when you're in the indie games industry, especially at conventions, you're not going to get
reputation is everything.
Yeah, reputation is everything, but it's also very difficult to get noticed, because I noticed that a lot of game developers outside, especially from other countries, I noticed that it's very difficult for them to get noticed, especially from journalists, especially from people who think that this game's very cool, but at the same time get ignored by the rest of the community, because it's a very small thing. Because I noticed at conventions, especially when I went to PAX South, there was a lot of people promoting their games, especially those outside the country. I remember there was like this one company from I believe Norway, and they were trying to promote this game, and I recalled that there wasn't much interest for that game, but I thought it was a really good game, and I forgot what that game was called, and I was like, oh man, I forgot it.
Well, what kind of genre it was?
It was an RPG.
RPG from Norway.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, but it was kind of like Mario Paint in a way. No, it was like Mario Paper.
Yeah, but it's because Mario Paint's like, okay, I don't know how you base an RPG out of that.
Sorry, it was our Mario Paper. My bad.
Actually, imagine a Paint program with RPG mechanics. That's to see how creative you are. Just try to make
that would be actually an interesting concept. Well, it's for say a $10 game, because
it probably was, but it was like a paper game. It was like Paper Mario in a way, but it was sort of interesting to look at. But there was also other games out there that were promoted, like they actually had a Kickstarter for them. And then I remembered encountering this one business, and I thought they were really awesome, and they actually did a really good idea which was they basically sell physical copies of indie games, which was limited run.
No, fuck them. Fuck them in the ass with a chandelier sideways.
Well, I did find out what happened. It turns out the person that made the memes was what happened was the PR representative that tried to tell the person, "Can you please stop posting those? That is false advertisement. We could get into trouble for that." Instead, she kind of did it the wrong way by threatening the person. She could have just said, "Look, here's the problem. Can you please stop posting those, because we could get easily sued by for false advertising, and we would be responsible for it. Can you please not use our assets for that stuff? I understand you want to do that, but please understand we don't want you to do that." And that's what happened. But the guy kept insisting on doing it because of the fact
those were memes. I mean, also nobody would sue them for someone made by someone else. It's
yeah, but that was that. But it was posted on Facebook. And it would
by someone who isn't affiliated with the company, so
yeah,
only an idiot would think that.
I know,
this was
and
official.
it was basically a meme, but it was also false advertisement, and
It said that we are releasing Skyrim. It's like she's implying that Skyrim is a bad game. So, as Todd God Howard would say, degenerate.
Yeah,
it just works.
Yeah, it just works. And the funny
also,
thing was,
this company has a history of being really shitty and
I know,
treating their consumers like
what
a
company?
bunch of degenerates. So
Limited
don't
Run.
give them services are really overpriced.
What
If
do you
you
mean?
want
You
a
mean
physical copy of digital
what company, Glad?
buy on GOG.com and burn your own digital physical CDs.
limited run.
Oh yeah, I forgot the limited run woke reason.
Yeah, they're a bunch of SJWs with Kool-Aid colored hair. Just fuck them. Don't give them your money.
It's ironic because these are the same made games like the Shantae. Oh wait, that was way forward. But yeah, they're just as guilty.
Yeah, and they also had some incidents where they got screwed by a Spanish company that allowed them to invest into their stuff.
I mean, Rob, here's the thing. It's also happening in the United States. They are pushing for Mets children in the United States as well, for the sake of for both diversity or fill some bullshit quota, instead of because the two are in love.
So basically, the alt-right white all along.
As usual.
Paul was right.
Yeah.
Paul is always right.
It's kind of annoying. It's like those people. They just. It's like, do you want to prove the alt-right right? Because you kind of are, like, constantly.
There's also the trans theory too about the transgender community. Their final goal was basically to accuse everyone of being transphobic in order to force lesbians to have sex with them.
Yeah. Suck my feminine penis, bigot.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
Essentially.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with these people, but when it comes down to this issue, especially trying to, like, there was an incident where a Twitter user basically got upset over a video game, and I was just like, look, whether the person was emotionally hurt or not, the issue that she kind of said was kind of very I don't know, very like an incel would say it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, like the trans incel thing. Like I'm just like, do trans incels exist? And she proved it.
Yeah.
Like, why can't people sleep with me?
I just came up with the name, Supreme Gentleman.
And it's like, no, actually, I found out what I would call them. Like, there's the trans Beckys, and the trans, what do you call them? Trans Stacys. Like, I actually posted that on, like, the theory behind that. Like, the trans Beckys always complain about not getting any action, while the trans Stacys get most of the action by not saying bullshit. Yeah, most of them work as sex workers. Most of them are very like the trans Stacys are super attractive. They pass. They pass as they pass it and get all the boys in the yard, whilst the trans Beckys complain about on social media that they can't get a date on Tinder because of their status.
Don't even go as much as first grind.
Like,
but that reminds me of one of those chapters I read a while ago.
mm-hmm.
Between the chat trap and the virgin transvestite.
Yeah.
God.
But at least there's some trans. There are at least some trans that are actually very confident about themselves.
At least.
But it's like some of them on social media, they are very miserable. Like, they prove that trans are not gay. And it's kind of sad though, because a lot of people, like, you heard about the joke about the trans or like the traps and everything, but they kind of disproved the whole theory about it. Is like, no, they're not. They're very miserable people. Because gay can also mean joyful, happy, and it's like they basically get upset over that. And that's what the trans Beckys are.
Well, if they want to be happy, they should stop using social media.
I know. They really should. They should really just go out more and have fun, and instead get to know people. Don't just stand around. Talk to people. At least don't be shy. If people don't want to talk to you, then just go away. Just don't bother with them. Leave them alone.
Instead, they just act like, well, incels.
Yeah, they basically act like incels, and they basically try to plot like how they're going to get laid. And it's like, they basically say, if you don't sleep with me, you're transphobic. And it's like, no, I'm not transphobic. Then you better suck my dick, honey.
So they no, honestly not.
Oh.
If they don't.
No, thanks for having me on the stream.
Hey, B.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.
So the thought should be people be forced to date trans. Well, here's the thing. People have the right to choose whoever they want to date, and they have the right to choose who they want to associate. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying, look, a lot of people do discriminate, and I used to remember a woman explaining to me that even gays discriminate women. And there's also, yeah. And it can go both ways either way. It doesn't matter what gender you are, or who you identify as, or what race you are. There's always going to be discrimination.
There are dicks everywhere.
Yeah, there's dicks everywhere. They're always going to make you. there's always going to be discrimination no matter what. Heck, I get discriminated. I get attacked. I get there's a lot of things that people don't understand. Like there's a trans or not. Yeah. No, it should not be it should not be to be forced to fuck someone. Well, here's the thing.
In
They
other
could
words,
if they want to. This is how I would solve the problem for trans women. If they can't get a date, they could easily hire a gigolo to fuck them.
Yeah, gigolo.
Yeah, a male gigolo.
It's a soft J.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
oh, never mind. Honestly, on. I'm not going because
we keep losing you, Striker.
in other words, I'm not gonna bang a trap because it's really not my thing. It's a matter of preference.
Yeah.
It would really matter of what the trap is.
I mean, honestly.
They better be hot. That's the.
Yeah, that would be a pretty rare.
I would never ever because I don't feel attracted. That's an honest fact. If you're not attracted, that
don't force it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's what. Oh, I'm a trans. Yeah, if that's the case, had to sign me up. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what. According to the current year, you don't date trans. You're a transphobe. But if you're a lesbian and you're forced to have a relationship like at a gay bar, what would happen if a lesbian is asked the question, "Would you date a trans woman?"
It's one of the mysteries of life.
Yeah, sadly decided that if you won't, then you're transphobic. And here's the problem with that is that they're basically trying to shame people into sleeping with them. And that's the issue.
Exactly the thing they accuse incels of trying to do.
Yeah, and that's exactly, this is the type of behavior that the incels are doing. Same with the trans. And it's like, why can't they sleep with me? I'm a real woman. And it's like,
I'm a nice girl.
I'm a nice girl. And the problem is they don't have confidence in themselves. That's the issue that they have. And that's the problem.
First of all.
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem with them is like there are women out there that have confidence in themselves, and I'm pretty sure they could get any guy or woman that would date them.
Yeah, but we have really high, really high taste or really high standards. They won't fuck someone who isn't a 9 or like taller than 6 feet.
That's their problem.
That's like for example me not wanting to bang a fat woman because the bitch weighs like 500 pounds. And seeing her thighs is actually repulsed the shit out of me. I know someone like that, and honestly. That bitch's ass is fat. It's so fat it won't get through the fucking doors.
Yeah. They are.
I'm like, bruh.
There's some chicks that are very attractive, and there's some chicks that they're very thick. That you would.
So just that. That trans says no. Welcome to transphobia.
Yep,
hey,
welcome to transphobia, and that's kind of what goes on.
Oh, wait a minute. Why is Said Lesbian had the DLC package, if you know what I mean? Like, in other words, the lesbian ends up being a trans.
Depends.
In other words, they would not be gay after all if they fought the man who dresses like a trap.
Yeah, like the Bearing song, chicks with dicks.
Oh wait! Oh god! Oh yeah.
I like.
Who was it? Who said that he liked chicks with dicks? Chen Yuger or some shit?
No, it was what was fuck? I forgot. I didn't forget his name. Fuck. Steve Shives.
Oh yeah.
Because Bering basically trapped him into saying it.
Like chicks with.
It's basically just he was trolling him with a fake account just to show that the guy just shared the. No, hold on. What?
Well, I thought Sargon was into that.
It's just he trapped him into saying it because like with I don't remember the just basically with a YouTube comment he basically told a sub story on it and Steve Shives bid on it like it was like he was a dog and the story was a bone.
No. The thing is that Sargon has a bit of a relationship with Laurie Penny. He wants to get into that feminist pussy and deconvert her. And then chuckles smugly while he comes in her face.
I don't even want to know.
Who's the real man now, dog? So, 500 pounds in flour and look for it all.
Anyway, I need to go. I'm gonna go.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Tired of shit too, honestly.
Yeah, because the whole issue with the video games industry is so fucked up. It's crazy. When capitalism fails, blame gamers.
I mean, let's be honest here. We're about ready for a second revolution. Gamers are the most oppressed class out there. Gamers.
Yeah, and they're blaming us for.
We have nothing to lose but gamers. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Rise up.
Yeah, rise up. Don't do the whole Harambe thing. Just rise up. Is it going to affect the business?
It might affect anime people. Hey, that said that anime might end up getting woke.
Yeah.
And that the Japanese anime might end up naughty.
Yeah, because right now they're banning visual novel games, certain type of ones, because of laws like this, and that's also hurting the Japanese gaming industry in some way, especially the independent gaming industry for the Japanese.
Yeah, it actually explains why they won't send certain games to America because of the wait, you met Don Sargon himself. So you mean to tell me how was he like though? I'm curious. I'm actually curious, but I wanna know, how is the man in real life?
Send me money. My Patreon is right here.
Like, is he chill or is he a giant douchebag? Oh. reason. The like that what is list up and started stealing shit, screaming, "Oh, but I'm the motherfucking shotgun, bitch!" No, but seriously, regarding the trans, you know how guys are going equal, become gamers. Oh wait, JT.
Yes.
It does have, apparently it had to be equal. We had to be a gamer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very flame.
I gotta be like James Charles. He's like Harry Potter. He's a gay wizard.
Oh. Oh, stop, darling. I forgot to. I would like to get his gift. You know what I say? His DLC. I want his white goo all over me. If you know what I mean. James Charles is a very hot girl. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, because he knows how to do magic. He used the power of money to seduce straight dudes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He knows. You know what? What do I feel the guy's going to become a butt chaser in a couple of years?
Everyone knows who James. You know who James Charles is, right?
Yeah.
The makeup guy. Yeah, he and I actually saw some of his content. Like, he literally tries to charm the hell out of straight guys. And there's like...
You know what's crazy? Go ahead. You know what's crazy? The guy actually looks more feminine than a women.
That's true.
And the same can be said for Blair White, Billy J, and all these other tranny women.
Yeah, Blair White actually does look feminine.
I mean, honestly, I would not gender woman, but I do have to admit, some of them are very.
Yeah. And right now...
How are we profaning Sargon? Really?
Yeah. You know what I notice MXR is doing now these days?
MXR?
Yeah. He does. He's known for his because he was a really big Skyrim YouTuber, because he used to always show off the mods. Now he's doing reaction channels with his reactions and memes with his girlfriend.
Careful with your one. I'm just getting started there, darling. We got you, Leviosa.
Yeah. Yeah, because he can definitely, because he was fighting for that booty hole. Yeah, he was fighting. Yeah, careful where you put your one. Yes, because because I know that James Charles and Jeffree Star was fighting for that straight booty hole for a long time, and it all started with one straight dude, and that straight dude. And of course, James and Jeffree Star had a little bit of drama, and of course, this whole YouTube purge thing happened thanks to James Charles and Jeffree Star fighting over a straight dude's booty hole, and that's a fact.
No. Actually, fighting to see who. Name about that. It's called. Hold up. Royale. And it's like Fortnite, only instead of a Victory Royale, it's Pass Royale.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That whole drama was basically that.
Oh, and also the fact that he threw his mentor under the bus.
Oh yeah, he did.
That's a scummy move, dude.
Yeah, because it was over business, and they were trying to betray each other and backstab each other over a business thing. And to be fair, James should. I'm surprised. And the only person that actually helped him in this whole storyline, and guess who it was?
Who?
PewDiePie.
Yeah.
He became the Dumbledore of this whole storyline.
We are the loyal acolytes of the Primarch. I'm being serious here. The next time you see Sargon, tell him Striker Red Guards.
Yeah, he became Dumbledore. Yes. So today, PewDiePie was Dumbledore in this storyline. Jeffree Star was Lord Voldemort, and James Charles was Harry Potter.
Oh, you're a wizard, Harry, but not for long. How do you like to fuck a girl like me? They don't call me Hagrid the Bear for a reason. Oh, speaking of, dude. Speaking of Harry Potter, did you see how the letters was being was gaining up on fucking J.K. Rowling recently?
Yeah, I heard they were accusing her of such ridiculous BS.
Yeah, they were saying that she was a transphobe and that she,
all because they read the book again and again and realized, oh my god, she was transphobic the whole time. And it's like, this is stupid. You guys are just finding excuses to go after people because you honestly disagree with her on the whole two genders argument, and I get it. The thing is, you can't convince people of this issue, and it's like, and they practically wrote a New York Times article over this.
Well, it's who you fuck for, draw you. Then again, as the Joker would said, they got what they deserved.
Oh yeah.
Epstein didn't kill himself, dude. He went to Argentina. Come on, dude.
Okay, here's what happened. In December 2019, Rolling fainted criticism for supporting Maya Foster, after a court ruled that Foster's anti-trans views were not protected beliefs. Media outlets stated that Rowling had expressed controversial views on transgender issues prior to this incident, and some described her as a trans-exclusive feminist whose views are transphobic.
Oh, you mean
trans-exclusionary.
Which is quite an ironic term. You claim to fight for quote-unquote equality, and yet you are discriminating against the transsexual.
Yeah, because over the court order thing.
You know what else is retarded regarding YouTube nowadays? COPPA.
Yeah, the whole COPPA issue is becoming a problem, and right now I think YouTube wants to purge of certain channels, and that's the thing. That's fine. If they want to purge my channel, that's fine, but they're going to try to
go and do it.
Yeah.
I'll be moving my ass to bitch.
Yeah, and that's what's going on with her. And it's like they want to go, okay, in other news, Epstein killed himself. Most people believe he didn't kill himself. According to EC3, he said he believes that Epstein didn't kill himself. You know who EC3 is? He's a wrestler, and he's like one of the 1%.
Of all things, Hillary did it.
Let me see if I can show you the video of EC3.
Suicide.
Yeah, some people suspect it was suicide.
I mean, the dude had dirt on him. He was gonna tell him a lot
Oh yeah.
about a bunch of shit. Oh, but also as I've seen for that latest Marijam.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, Kevin Spacey is also getting rid of his star witnesses.
Yeah, a lot of people suspect he killed them magically.
Oh. So apparently, according to Funimation, the best anime of the decade is Demon Slayer. How? How is this the anime of the decade? It came out months ago. Of all the animated series that these people done for 10 years.
It came out in, let's see. It came out in, yeah, you're right. It came out in 1 year. And the sequel film will be announced and scheduled premiere in 2020, which already made a movie. I do agree, Demon Slayer but Demon Slayer, I thought there was other animes that should have gotten more deserving popularity, because this anime had a lot of controversy surrounding it, as I recall. Hello?
Yeah. I would say that, man.
Yeah, because there's a lot of other. Let's look at the animes in 2019. Actually, 2000.
Let's go around to 2000.
Anime from 2010 to 2000.
So, I would say that the decade.
All right, the top.
But
Well, I got the list right now. You Lie in April.
okay.
Your Name, which was done in 2006. These are like the top list. These are the top lists from the top 50 animes from IBMD. Corto Connection, Full Metal Alchemist, Blood Brotherhood, which is just a remake.
I suppose I should talk to my mixed-race transgender mother of 7. Wow.
Wow. Let me look at this. I'm looking at this. Guilty Crown, Candid After Story, Canad After Story.
Yeah. Oh God, I cleared that.
Steins Gate, Robotic Notes.
Dude,
Actually, yeah, go ahead.
JT, I've seen Planet After Story, and it is quite a. It does deserve to at least shoujo anime of the decade, because holy shit, it's impressive. maybe not anime of the decade, but I'm really.
Yeah, but too bad it's not
Jesus
considered. Too bad it's not considered anime of the decade, but it was. It should be considered animated of the decade back in 2008 and 2009. Steins Gate, Robotic Notes, which I seen, it was okay. Wasn't the best anime. Fate Stay the Night Unlimited Blade Works 2014 to 2015. Darling in the Franxx, I would say it wasn't bad. It was actually an okay anime. It proved that mecha anime didn't die.
I mean, it's the same way. I'll be honest. The same for Evangelion. That anime is a solid 8.5. It's not the masterpiece that people hype it to be.
Yeah, it was basically kind of like Evangelion in a way, but it wasn't. It tried to be like both those types of animes. Angel Beats, I would say not really. It was okay. It was basically a kid that ended up in the afterlife of a high school, and I thought it was a pretty okay anime. Seven Deadly Sins, yes, I would say it probably would deserve a nomination for anime of the decade. Sword Art Online, yes, because it was very popular.
No.
No?
Yeah, that's what I am out of.
Yeah, The Seven Deadly Sins was actually an okay anime on Netflix. I did like the series. There's also Sword Art Online, which actually produced several sequels and OVAs, which I would say good.
The unfortunate with Sword Art Online, the popular. It is responsible for the sudden influx of Kai anime. And again, honestly, if I want to say it, the only one they got right was the fact that they got Konosuba as the Isekai deck, because it really does deserve.
Yeah, that's fair. No Gain, No Life, which was in 2014. Psycho-Pass, maybe. Psycho-Pass was actually okay. No, not Baka. No, that's actually 2000. No, not Death Note. Cannot, no. Dora, which I actually have to admit it was actually a pretty good series. Dora, if that's how you pronounce it. That's another anime I did like. I actually admit it was a pretty good anime, but did it deserve a nomination for best anime in the decade? Maybe. Blade Tempest Civilization Blaster. I did see this anime, but it wasn't that good. A Scientific Railgun. No, that's in 2009. Pet a Girl Sakura. That was okay. Attack on Titan. That probably deserves to be a anime of the year, anime of the decade. Oh, really? Anime of the Attack on Titan.
For what? Honest. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and continue.
I mean, look, a lot of these were a lot of fucking norm or they say cash plebs with casual.
Yeah. I know this anime is very popular with the kids these days. The Love Chinubu and Other Delusions. This was okay. I honestly never seen this anime, but I heard a lot of people liked it. It was a really okay. Sego no Sara 3 Final. No, that wasn't really good. Let's see what else. Beyond The Boundary, no, I didn't see that one. White Album 2, maybe. Nor Rise of the Yokai Clan. I did see this anime, but it wasn't that good. Nor the Rise of the Yokai Clan. That was okay too. I wish it was, but it was made in 2000. Because I actually really liked that anime, but it wasn't the best anime in the decade. Amiga SS, no. Fairy Tail, it's in 2009, so it doesn't count. Doro.
I wonder, is SSSS Gridman by any?
No, that's SS Amiga. That's like a. It's kind of like a. It's a high school slice of life type of story.
No, I meant the Great Man anime. That came
Oh yeah, the Great.
The Great Man. No, the Great
Man
Man
SS. Let me look it up.
S 4S Great. Fairy Tail. What the fuck is that, dude?
It does qualify because it's made in 2018.
Well, why with you? Your name are in what
I did see but it seems like some people don't like it so bad you don't watch it. One must watch anime. This anime contains emotion in all scenes. Loves the scene sad.
That the modus operandi. That's the modus operandi with what's his name? Makoto Shinkai. I mean, I've seen Gun of Words. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, because I did see the English version of it, which was the Americanized version, which was like based on the Gridman character.
Yeah.
Superhuman Samurai, Cyber Squad.
On that note, the I have worked that have problems with growing gangs. That's because of all the Muslims who are moving to Britain.
Let's see what else. Oh yeah, let me look it up. I know that.
I mean, it's gotten pretty worse in places I'd rather than me.
Johto.
Wait.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Does that deserve to have? Let me look it up and see if it was made in that year.
Well, to be honest, JoJo, but
yes, it does qualify. It actually was JoJo Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders. It does qualify to be in the anime of the decade because a lot of people.
Actually, the first one was Phantom Blood.
Yeah.
Which came out in 2011.
Yeah, it does qualify to be the anime of the decade.
I'm actually surprised it didn't become the.
Yeah, because it is it is a well liked series, but you have to remember the original JoJo Adventure was was made in 1999.
Not really.
The original one, the original OVA.
Manga wise, it was made in 1987.
Yeah. In the 80s.
The OVA.
Yeah, the OVA came out in.
That came out.
Yeah.
In the.
Yeah. And they tried to continue the series.
And was even to be. Okay, so according to J-List, monoculture became meme of the decade. I see you're a monoculture. The vice picture was number 2. Middle is this a pigeon number 3. Stress Chica, and you approach it from JoJo. Oh, okay. Okay.
Let me see. Macross F. Let's see if that qualifies. Nope, it doesn't.
Now, the 93 was actually an OVA more than anything else. It was based on Stardust Crusaders. Now, here's the
Macross Delta.
Oh, JT,
Macross Delta does somewhat. I actually did like Macross Delta, but the problem was it wasn't well received as an anime series.
That's the shit.
Yeah, it wasn't really that good. I actually really liked it. Oh, guess what? I found out. Let me see if I can find it. Zoids Wild. And that was made in 2018, which is still going. And it doesn't get it does not deserve anime of the decade because one, not many people were interested in this anime. Two, it's not popular. As much as I liked the Zoids franchise, I'm afraid that they have not made the anime yet for it. Oh, so they did have Zoids Wild out, and it's already out in English.
Shirobako. Shirobako apparently made it's a really hot take. I honestly hate the show. I really do. I really hate Shirobako.
Shirobako? What is that one?
Shirobako was basically an anime about making anime. The pacing was so terrible that I dropped it by episode 12. I hated it.
Alright, let's see here. I actually watched it, Gundam Narrative, and it was made in 2018. I actually watched it. I would have to say it was an okay movie. It wasn't the best movie.
Stone.
Yeah, Dr. Stone, that came out this year.
Yeah, that came out in summer. Crunchyroll. So Space Dandy. That actually. Sorry.
I agree that does deserve some because it did came out around 2017, I believe, or 2016. Yeah, it was actually a pretty funny show.
Let's see, the best. Okay. But yeah, Funimation is fucking retarded for picking. Funimation is actually pretty fucking retarded.
Let me look at it. Okay, One Punch Man. One Punch Man. Does that deserve to be Anime of the Decade? Nominated for Anime of the Decade?
First, it's good, but second.
There's also the Mob Psycho 100. Made in the Abyss, My Hero Academia. Let me see about My Hero. Yes, it qualifies. It qualifies because it's made in 2014.
Okay, how the fuck did Attack on Titan become #1 anime of the decade by Ranker?
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm looking at the top 100 here on Crunchyroll. Demon Slayer, yeah. I think they're trying to shill Demon Slayer because Devilman Crybaby, it wasn't like the best story. I'm sorry. Fate Zero, Flowers of Evil, Hunter X. Yeah, I would agree it's somewhat it was okay anime. Kill la Kill, maybe. Lupin the Third, Woman Called Fujiko. Mine is... I would say it was an okay series too. Made in the Abyss. I didn't watch this anime honestly, and I don't know about my opinion on that anime. Mob Psycho 100, maybe, but they still haven't made a conclusion for that series yet.
Yeah, state of Britain, dude.
Yeah.
Look at this. We had to stand stopping girls from being picked up on school grounds. After that, we do nothing. We can't do nothing unless the social services or police step in. But if they do, it's racist.
Yeah.
You know, this is the same country that actually makes it criminal to own a knife.
Let's see. Zombieland Saga. Sword Art Online. Space Brothers. Samurai Flamenco. I remember that anime. That was actually a hilariously funny anime. But too bad it didn't end that well. They didn't even bother to give him another season. Ray Zero, Starting Life in Another World. Pop Team Epic.
Oh. That was anime of the year, but not decade.
Yeah. Mobile Suit Gundam Origin. No. Liz and the Bluebird, Little Witch Academia. That was around that time too. Kosanaba, God Bless the World, Wonderful World. Kino's Journey, A Beautiful World. Animated series.
In other words, Konosuba.
Yeah, Konosuba.
Konosuba does deserve Isekai of the decade at least, because that even more than Sword Art Online, because at least Konosuba was actually good.
Let's see. Food Wars, Shokuden no Sama.
I'm gonna place the fire.
Okay, here's another one. Erased. I actually saw that anime. It was weird though. It's kind of like the guy was trying to prevent the time trap. He went back in time to stop the death of a girl, but of course he still has to solve the person who murdered her. Black Clover. Yeah, Black Clover was actually an okay series. Man, yeah, I'm surprised there was no mecha animes in this. Well, Tateyama Galaxy, Wind Rises, Tiger. Oh, I actually did like Tiger Bunny. Tiger and Bunny. Yeah, because Tiger and Bunny was actually a pretty good series. It's a shame it actually was made in 2011. So it does count. But it's a shame that they ended it on a with somewhat of a conclusion. Yeah, so I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm still looking at this. This is pretty boring. I know. We're cringing about anime and such, and it's like, this is some weird stuff.
Find out more. To find out more that. Oh wait.
Excuse me.
Say I do find because apparently people were too bitch mode to watch Goblin.
Oh, Goblin Slayer. Yeah, a lot of people bitched about Goblin Slayer. I didn't have a problem with Goblin Slayer because I knew what it was about.
I like it.
But the funny thing, Goblin Slayer got a movie.
Yeah, that's. The Saga of Tanya price I didn't get it. It was based. It's that one about the. It's that isekai where this dude reincarnated to basically Nazi lolly. Nazi lolly.
Oh, that one? Yeah, that one also probably deserves it. And there's also another one called Rise of the Shield Hero, which I gotta give them credit. It was actually an okay anime. I didn't watch that many episodes because...
JT,
oh, really?
Yeah, there's a... Fuck is this?
What?
Check the chat.
I was told because I have several black belts and I'm psycho these days. Islam is all good, anytime else racist. Yeah, there's been a lot of issues in the UK. It's like nothing we could do about it.
Acid attacks. We got the acid attacks over there. We got the there's a stabbing epidemic down there.
Yeah, there's also stabbing epidemic. There's also street fights.
Epidemic. And if they don't have a knife, they can pretty much use anything like a knife, like a credit card.
Oh yeah. Let me see.
A friend of mine told me about something called the Millwall Stone, which is basically literally a weapon that came from a bunch of called the Millwall brick. You fold up a newspaper and then soak it in water for.
And you can beat the crap out of them.
Soak it in water, and then you backhand someone with it. Some
wow.
Shit.
Yeah, Glink released a video about how China infiltrated the gaming industry. Which I thought was kind of interesting topic.
That's how I do. Besides, what's up? Speaking of Nightmare.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
I got a. No, did it? Oh, it's actually. No, the thing is, I was watching Gabriel about for a podcast.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
My God, this guy's hold on.
I'm listening. Yeah, there's been so many issues. It's like my connection's pretty bad. As far as I know, there's a lot of things going on that are crazy right now, and these days, it's pretty bad. So I guess I better go ahead and go to. Let's see what we got.
Oh yeah, I was watching Gabriel Dropout for a podcast.
And what happened?
We watched the OVAs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, all I have to do is watch the 2 OVA episodes set. It's actually not bad. Basically, it's an anime about angels, demon girls, to be honest, who got together, who go to school together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the overachiever is actually when she comes to Earth, she becomes a NEET.
Ah. So here's some good news. The final Evangelion movie dated in summer 2020. The final movie will end it all. And it will premiere in Japan. The final Evangelion movie. And I just found that out.
I'm actually surprised that they're still doing those damn movies. I mean, I hopefully this is the last one, because honestly, we don't need any more Evangelion movies at all.
I agree.
Just let the fucking thing die.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then again, Gynet is pretty much on the shitter right now. I mean, especially with the latest, scandal regarding sexual harassment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so dude was one of the guys in Gynet was joining up with some jail pays and shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad right now.
I mean, Gynet's died years ago.
Yeah.
He doesn't really.
Yeah, I remember talking to you about that. And that was on Japan Times. And it's kind of sad too, because that explains why they all left and went to Trigger.
Well, half
of them, but some of them stick around. Yeah, it's kind of weird though, because a lot of people were surprised by that, and it's sort of weird how no wonder people left Gynex to go to Trigger, because they got fed up with the owner.
Oh, but Akira was made in the 80s, not a anime of the decade regarding 2010. But
oh, really?
Yeah, he was mentioning Akira. I mean, of all things, Akira is one of the animes of the decade besides Fist of the North Star.
Yeah. Yeah, but Fist of the North Star, like they did the Oh yeah, I remember they did they redid Fist of the North Star with 3D animation.
Yeah, there was also a spin-off anime with Rao from the.
Yeah, that one too. I seen that one.
But that one fucking bombed.
Yeah, it wasn't that popular.
I can tell you, I can honestly say, it's a, yeah, it really, with your, to a point.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, I want to wrap this up. You got.
Yeah, I probably need to wrap it up because it took a long while. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this entertaining show, even though we got sidetracked, because we were talking about this one woman and how she's going to change the industry with her ideas, and hopefully her ideas succeed. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen because she was trying to talk about Anita Sarkeesian, but at the same time, you know, we find out that she used to be a freelance writer for The Guardian and also Kotaku UK, and the fact that this is becoming one of the biggest issues of all time, which Gamergate had been discussed about in the past, where they were vile and all this other stuff. But when you find out deeply why they were upset, you find out that they were not just upset with one person, they were upset with journalists and how they treated the situation and how they were and then you find out the people who were against Gamergate, certain types of individuals, like the people from who they weren't really denouncing Gamergate, but they did like I know GamerX had issues with Gamergate, and of course they decided to side with the game developers over this, who basically were opposed to Gamergate. But this kind of situation turned really sour, and it kind of made it into a bad situation. And thus, you know, they pushed away a lot of people on that side, accusing them and labeling them, and that's what caused the biggest resentment towards those people.
JT.
Yeah.
Please ask. So what are our thoughts on the live action Akira movie?
I would say the Akira movie, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of drawbacks with that one, because if they're gonna create that movie, I just hope they stick to the storyline, the actual storyline of that from the manga and anime.
Honestly, most anime if not backfire. Even Alita Battle Inc. And I love it. But honestly, it had its...
Yeah, because it had its good moments and it had its bad moments.
Honestly, I don't really see Akira good eyes.
Yeah, because honestly, there's a lot of things that can go on with that one, and as much as I hate to say this, what this woman's doing for the game industry, I think she's trying to do the same thing as Anita's doing, and I know that the journalists support her and try to advocate for this, but the biggest mistake right now is, well, if they're going to advocate for this stuff, they're going to get screwed over the same way that happened in California. Because if they're going to do the same thing, they're just going to screw themselves over big time, because they just became useful idiots for the cause. and not realize that it's going to affect them in the long run. If these journalists keep advocating for this stuff, they're going to get screwed over. And they actually learned the hard lesson when they advocated for this type of stuff, and realized that you screwed over the business. Now they screwed you. Well, that depends on how she handles it, because right now the game industry is so screwed, but they don't realize what they have caused, because a lot of people don't realize that she's a journalist, and she's trying to advocate for anti-capitalism and all this other stuff, and I don't see why she's trying to bait Gamergate of all people out of the woodwork just to see how that works out. The problem is that whatever you do, don't attack her. Just nod your head and laugh, because because this person is a journalist, and all she's just trying to do is try to convince people, oh, you see how these people are bad, side with us, because she's trying to convince all the businesses to side with her on her unionization of the gaming industry, because they think that's the only way to save the game industry, when in truth it doesn't, because it's just going to cost more money to pay workers, and that's what they're trying to advocate for, which is fine, but she's approaching it in the wrong way, which she's trying to be inclusive and trying to convince businesses to hire more people, to hire people with diverse backgrounds or be diverse. Which in the end is just going to cost more money. But as far as I know, I wish her the best of luck. I hope her plan works, but at the same time, it's just going to screw over the industry. And that's how I feel about it. Anyways, I gotta go, guys. Good night. Catch you later. Bye-bye.